It's time for Massena Raider football on 92.9 WMSA. You can also catch tonight's broadcast via the WMSA mobile app. Download it and tell your friends around the world. Now it's time to send it over to Elijah Winfrey and Don Despaw.
And we are here at Potsdam High School, and of course in Potsdam, New York, ready for another Section 10 matchup between the Massena Raiders and the Potsdam Sandstoners. Should be a great one tonight. This pregame show is brought to you by the fine folks at Horizons Youth Clubhouse. Want a safe place to go after school? Horizons Youth Clubhouse is a drop-in free youth center open to youth ages 12 through 17. They are located on Main Street right next to Town Hall. They are open Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Check them out on Facebook for their daily activities and more. I'm Elijah Winfrey. Joining me is the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Donnie Despaw. He's got the rest of our sponsors. Donnie, who's helping us out tonight?
Yeah, Seacom Federal Credit Union with locations in Massena, Potsdam, Canton, Malone, Ogdensburg, Plattsburgh, Watertown, South Burlington, and Essex, Vermont. Check them out online at seacom.org and mobile on your smartphone. Massena Drug-Free Community Coalition, developing plans and strategies that will reduce and prevent substance abuse among the youth and adults in our community. And MX Fuels, 22 Center Street in Massena, providing quality fuels at service at great prices here in the North Country. So they are looking forward to a great game tonight here from Potsdam.
And we had the opportunity earlier this week to not coach, but to talk to Coach. There you go. Time to Coach Taylor Zappia for your Massena Raiders. Here's what he had to say. It's the Coach's Show.
It's the Massena Raiders Coaches Show featuring Coach Taylor Zappia, our varsity football coach here in Massena. I want to say good afternoon to Coach Zappia. How's it going?
Good, Elijah. Thanks for having me again.
Well, I am very excited to be talking with you, my friend. Obviously, a huge victory last week over Saranac Lake, 24-14. Raiders fans are still excited about that. What can you tell us about your impressions from last week?
You know, they showed their athleticism, showed some good toughness. I thought some things were a little sloppy that we tried to clean up this week, and I think we did a good job of it. As far as like substitutions, stuff like that, we got guys that, we keep telling ourselves that this is, it's week 2. It's still early in the year, so. We had a couple mishaps on substitutions, and a couple guys didn't know certain positions, but that's kind of on us as a coaching staff to get these guys, learning different positions. So in the middle of the game, we can sub guys in because I have a lot of athletes, and I told them I need to be able to put you at different positions. So.
All right. And as far as like a major positive, did you have any from last week's game?
Yeah, I think they're picking up the offense very well offensively. I thought defensively we played very tough. Like I said last week, I'm a firm believer that toughness wins high school football games. So I'm glad that we showed that we are going to compete and we are going to show grit and toughness. And then just kind of X's and O's, they picked it up very well. I told them it's going to be, we ran some very simple concepts and they were able to grasp it. A couple mishaps on offense, but we fixed those this week, and hopefully it's going to be, we build on that, and each week it gets even better.
Now, Coach Zappia, I'm sure you don't really look at the stats too much because that's a lot of the outside noise that we always hear coaches say they try to block out. But I do know statewide right now, and granted, not every team played last week, we get that, but statewide right now, Garrett Weir and Dominic Murtaugh are ranked when it comes to receiving yards. That's got to feel good, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We actually threw the ball a lot more than when I went back and watched film. Obviously, I should know when I'm calling the plays, but I'm like, God, we did throw the ball quite a bit. And those guys, Garrett made an unbelievable catch on that 1 yard line, and then Murtaugh on that 4th down kept running his route. Eastwood showed how calm he can be in the pocket and made that great pass to Murtaugh, who made a great catch. It's really good as an offensive coordinator when you feel like you have not one guy that can catch the ball, but 4 or 5 guys. So that kind of just opens up the playbook.
Well, you certainly do have all those athletes, which is exciting. Now, let's switch to, obviously, this game against Potsdam. First question that I have for you about this game, Coach, is what is the offense that Potsdam runs? And I ask that because I've been confused over the last 7 years, because I've been trying to explain to people on the radio, it's not really triple option, but they do run like a triple option team would a lot more than they throw, right?
Yeah. So in the past, I mean, for I don't know how many years, 15, 20 years, seems like they've run that. It's like almost like a version of a wing tee. They have the ability to spread it out a little bit. But I know Massena used to run that. Back when I was in high school, that's what we ran, like a version of what they run. Basically, they're running the ball, 90% of the game. They're relying on their offensive line to get a push. They usually do have a big, tough offensive line, and they usually have at least one guy that can run the ball really hard. But like I said, they do, when they have athletes, he does like to, spread it out a little bit. But their kind of motto is they're going to run, they're going to get 3 yards. They're going to run, they're going to get 3 yards, and they're going to run and get the first down. They'll try to lull you to sleep, and then they'll try to boot and throw one over your head, and they're good at it. So we got to keep our defensive backs, in the game, because they might not be in for 4 or 5 series, and then all of a sudden they boot out and throw it over their head, and these guys are trying to get in the play, and they're, it's the old football cliche of do your job, right? My outside backers can't be worried about the dive, and my middle backers, have to focus on that dive before they go get that jet sweep. And the defensive backs only need to be concerned about, the deep ball. So it's all about kind of separating your jobs and not trying to do too much, right?
Mm-hmm. Now, Coach, as far as this week of practice is concerned, obviously you've kind of had some Mother Nature factors to work in with the heat and everything else. What have you guys been doing to kind of beat the heat, but also how do you prepare for this Potsdam offense when you know they run something a little different than everyone else does?
Yeah, so basically, we always kind of fall in this kind of predicament when we play a team like this. It's impossible to have our scout team kind of demonstrate the speed and just the toughness of kind of a wing tee team. It's just not possible for us. So we're walking through their scout plays. We're seeing what they do. We're aligning correctly. We're prepared if they spread it out, how to line it up, or how to get in all of our different coverages if they spread it out. But mostly we're working on like individual block shedding, refreshing on tackling, obviously. Reading keys is a big thing, right? You can't be a ball watcher because you can't really see the ball. So there's specific keys that we see in film and just kind of, playing them over the years, whether it's, the basic reading guards or, reading fullback. But yeah, it's definitely going back to the basics of individual kind of group stuff, reading keys, shedding blocks, making tackles instead of just running plays, because it's hard to simulate. So we don't get too much out of that, if that makes sense. And, as far as the heat, we were unfortunate as far as the heat index. We weren't able to go outside per se, but we did, get lucky enough to use the Massena arena. And it was nice and cool in there. And I would say we got 2 awesome practices, Tuesday, Wednesday. And, we got a workout in Monday, so we weren't outside Monday anyways. But we made the most of it. Tuesday, Wednesday, the guys were focused. We got to do all of our special teams. We ran some plays, defensive stuff. So it's better than being in the gym. We got the opportunity to go in the arena. So that was kind of awesome.
Yeah, that's always great to have those community partnerships to be able to make things like that happen when you need them for your team. Coach, exactly. Obviously you have a pretty good running back yourself in Carter King. You kind of put the section on notice, in my opinion, last week. If this thing comes down to 2 battles of running games, how do you feel about your running game?
Yeah, I feel great about Carter. I feel great about the guys up front. I know each week they're just going to get better. I told the guys I threw a lot in during camp as far as like running plays, passing, but we threw pretty much almost everything in. And it was a lot, we got some head spinning. But I'm like, guys, this this is pretty much everything with, a few things left. We're not going to run everything, but, it's our job to now focus on this and get better each week. So kind of that's our goal, is that, obviously, as it starts with the offensive line. If they, if they're understanding their steps and their blocks, it's going to make Carter's job so much easier. And I told the offensive line, you get Carter a yard and a half, and he's going to get us 7, 8, might break a big one. We can't really do much. Even the best running backs can't do much if we're giving up our own line of scrimmage. So it starts with the guys up front. They had a great week of practice. They're understanding the concepts more. They're not just memorizing plays. They're understanding concepts, which I think we're stressing, and I know it makes a great football player to understand concepts. And yeah, Carter's a beast. So the goal is get him a yard and see what he can do with it. So
those big fellas up front, just real quick, can you name them for us? Because I wanted to give them some credit this week.
We have Jake Lindstedt, who's a captain at left tackle. We have Brandon Barnes at left guard right now.
Nolan Jensen, a senior, at center.
We have Ethan Lacombe at right guard. We have Darian Coates at right tackle. A couple guys that'll rotate in, possibly, but those guys pretty much went all game against Saranac. And that's another big thing, is some of these guys need to get used to not only playing both ways, but playing at a high level both ways. So that's going to be us as coaches to keep them in shape and keep them focused all game long.
Last question for you, Coach, because I know you got to go. So your defense last week, I can't say enough about them. I mean, they had a tough task going up against a 6'7" receiver. And, I mean, I'll say it because I know that you're probably too humble to say it, but they shut them down last week. I was very impressed. Obviously for your defense, how impressed were you by that performance? And just kind of remind us again, what do they got to do in order to stop that Potsdam running attack?
Yeah, so last week, for the first game, which is scrimmage week, I was just looking for toughness, kind of like I said before, and that's what they showed. They showed being focused. They trusted Coach Morrow's calls like they should. They were just in the right place. They kind of simplified the game. They did their job, and they just showed toughness. I'm a big believer of it's got to be as complex as it needs to be. I think I was talking to you before how, when I came to volunteer, almost 10 years ago now, I tried to make it too complex. And it just doesn't need to be on the defensive side of the ball. It needs to be as complex as it needs to be, and just let these guys play. Let these guys show toughness. We had a couple different calls that we installed as far as double teaming that guy. Dominic Murtaugh was the guy who was double teaming him, and he played him tough. He's a very athletic kid, and he played him tough. So we're going to be able to use that in the future. If there's anybody else that we need to double team. Yeah, and just moving forward to this week, it's going to be, I think it's going to be a completely different offense. Again, I'm not sure. Potsdam's got different athletes on this team than they did last year. I think they're going to throw the ball more than they did last year. I don't think they threw the ball once last year. We're prepared to match up anything spread. I'm not 100% sure what they're going to do, but either way, again, I keep saying it. It's toughness. It's trusting the play call. It's simplifying the game. Yeah, it's just toughness.
All right. Well, we want to thank Coach Zappia for taking the time. Folks, get ready. 7 o'clock on Saturday, Massena at Potsdam. It's time to meet this year's Massena Raiders varsity football team, the coaches.
Taylor Zappia, head coach.
Chip Morrill, defensive coordinator.
Michael Gardner, assistant defensive coordinator.
Jason Zembeck, running backs, outside linebackers.
Casey Simons, lineman.
Nick Morrill, receivers, corners.
The players.
Parker O'Neill, wide receiver and corner.
Dominic Austin, receiver, outside linebacker.
Donovan Turner, outside linebacker, wide receiver.
Connor Eastwood, quarterback.
Nolan Jensen, center.
Dominic Murtaugh, wide receiver, corner.
Daniel LeBrake, cornerback / receiver.
Brandon Barnes, defensive end, guard.
Carter King, running back, middle linebacker.
Gates Charleston, running back, outside linebacker.
Darren Coates, offensive tackle, middle linebacker.
Ethan McComb, right guard, DM.
Nathan Golden, running back, outside linebacker.
Aiden Beckstead, wide receiver, outside linebacker.
Owen Sires, center.
Jake Lindstad, left tackle, defensive end.
Garrett Weir, wide receiver, strong safety.
Cade Frigo, tight end, outside linebacker.
Rylan Dodson, left guard, defensive tackle.
Travis Burnett, wide receiver, defensive back.
Frank Laughing, wide receiver, defensive back.
Corey Jarrett, outside linebacker, receiver.
Thomas Benham, receiver, defensive back.
Cole Boder, offensive line, defensive tackle.
Keegan DeRoshi, right tackle and defensive end.
Nolan Hurlbut, offensive line, defensive line.
Dominic Sherman, running back, defensive back.
Gordon McEwen, wide receiver, defensive back.
Jace Cargo, wide receiver, defensive back.
Martinez, running back, linebacker.
Lennox Pierce, right guard, nose for defense.
Massena, I've got one question for you. Are you ready for some football?
And we are ready for some football. That's right, yeah, Massena Raiders versus Potsdam. They just finished the national anthem. And you know what, Donnie? At some point we're going to nail the timing of all this because we're about 2 minutes off this time because they got going a little bit early on.
Getting a little bit better.
We're getting better. We're getting better as we go, my friend. That's for sure. Massena tonight is wearing their white pants, white jerseys. They got red numbers and red hats out, obviously. For Potsdam, you might be wondering, they got their orange helmets. They got navy blue jerseys and white pants with white numbers, so that should make things a little easier on Donnie and I to see exactly what's going on tonight. But we are looking to see who is going to receive and who's going to kick here. And as I'm looking, it actually would appear that Potsdam is going to be kicking off to Massena to start this contest off. It is a really beautiful night here in Potsdam, Donnie Despa. The sky's looking beautiful out there. There are clouds in sight, but it looks picturesque.
Yes, nice fall. Well, I shouldn't say fall day yet. It isn't quite yet. But it certainly is what a beautiful night. Oh, my goodness.
And
waiting for those lights to turn on.
Here comes the kick. It's a little bit of a squib kick picked up by Dominic Murtaugh at the 30-yard line of Massena. And here comes Murtaugh, going to bring the ball out to the Massena 45-yard line. So a good return there. And we're actually going to open up this window just a tad so we can hopefully get some crowd noise so that you guys know that we're actually here at the game tonight and not just in the studio. But we are here. And hopefully you'll hear this massive crowd that is assembled here in Potsdam. That's a nice breeze, Dr.
Yes, I think the bees are gone.
I hope so. But hopefully you'll be able to hear this massive crowd. The stands are completely full, and it's spilling over the sides for this contest tonight. Both teams 1-0. They got here doing it different ways. Potsdam beat St. Lawrence Central last week 42-8, and Massena beat Saranac Lake by a score of 24-14. Right now, the ball is in the middle of the field at the 45-yard line. Eastwood going to put a man in motion. It is Weir. Weir coming out to the near side of the field. He's got some blockers in front of him, and he is going to get down to the Potsdam 45-yard line.
Wow.
It was one of those plays, once again, where they motion the man, and as soon as he crosses the quarterback's face, quarterback just underhands it to him. It's technically a pass, so there you go. 1 for 1 tonight, Donnie Despa.
Good speed on Weir. Very fast. Massena does have a lot of speed.
They certainly do.
The running backs, yes.
So we are going to have a second down and very, very short here. Ball on the near hash. They're actually going to place it on the 46 of Potsdam. LeBrake in motion. LeBrake's going to get the underhanded pass.
Oh, wow.
And here he comes, and it's no doubt about it, a first down Raiders.
Yeah.
And that's going to move those chains again. Motion the man. As soon as he comes across the quarterback's face, underhand it to him, and hopefully he's got enough speed to get to the outside, which we know for Massena they certainly do. And that play is a staple. I said it last week. That play is a staple of this Coach Zappia offense for Massena. First down and 10 for the Raiders. Ball on the far hash of the field. On the Sandstoner 40-yard line. Eastwood in the shotgun. He's going to take the snap. He's going to hand it off to Carter King. Carter King getting north and south, and he's going to keep going, dragging some Sandstoners with him. Donnie Despa?
Yeah, he refuses to quit, Carter King. Just you think, okay, he's going to go. No, he's not going down. He picks up another, 2-3 yards. which are critical, critical yards. Yep.
So after that, about 5-yard game, we're going to have a 2nd and 5 here. And actually, I can look at the scoreboard and saying 2nd and 6. So 2nd and 6 to go. And again, the ball is going to be at the Sandstoner 35-yard line. Massena moving and grooving here early in this first quarter of play. Eastwood in the shotgun. He's got Carter behind him. Eastwood's going to hand it off to Carter King. Carter King going to get stuffed that time. Potsdam getting wise to that play, and I'm sure they saw it on film all last week because, like I said, and the coach agreed with me, Carter King putting the section on notice. He's here to play some ball this year, so look out. Do want to let you know on the North Country Savings Bank scoreboard right now, we just got started. It's 0-0. So if you're just joining us, hey, thank you for joining us. Hopefully you'll stick around for the rest of this contest, which I'm sure is going to be a good one. Here we go. 3rd down and 5 here from the 35-yard line. The break going to go in motion. They're going to toss it out to LeBrake. LeBrake going to break a couple tackles. Oh, wow. And here he goes down to the 25-yard line of the Sandstoners. And it could have been a little bit more, but a shoestring tackle there by Potsdam. And Massena is going to get set up with another. Say it with me now, even if you're at home. 1st down, Raiders. That's right.
The Massena crowd down there, you could hear them all call. A good contingent of Massena people. Great crowd overall tonight down here.
Yep. And you can definitely tell who's who because you got red and orange.
Oh, yeah. There's no doubt about it.
1st and 10 here from the 25-yard line of Potsdam. Eastwood going to put a man in motion, hand it off underneath to Carter King. Carter King running downhill, going to the 10, the 5, touchdown Raiders!
Yep.
Carter King there with a huge run to the 25-yard line.
Great run. My goodness.
And I'm just looking for my pen so I can write that down. But again, hey, a touchdown there by Carter King. 9:21 left in the first quarter of play. Carter King with a rushing touchdown, a 25-yard rushing touchdown. And let's see what Massena does here. Are we lining up to kick this? I think we are. Let's see what happens here.
Curious who the kicker is.
I'm curious too, my friend. Let's see
the number.
We have somebody lined up the kicker. Now, can they kick? Here comes the kick. It's blocked, unfortunately.
Okay.
And I'm just trying to get a number. Number 32. Yep. Number 32 for Massena is not on my roster. So
all right. Well,
it's a mystery person. And unfortunately, that kick was blocked. But, hey, that does make it 6-0 on the North Country Savings Bank scoreboard.
Nice run. Carter King. Wow. Yeah, right on that sideline, Elijah. Right close to that line. He took out lots of speed again. Speed.
That is the name of the game, my friend. Definitely for Massena this season. Speed and then more speed.
Yeah.
Let's see, though, because, again, Potsdam, I know last year Potsdam was nothing more than a speed bump, okay? But it's different. It's a whole new year. We can't be thinking like that. So let's see what Potsdam brings to the table this time around as they have their crew out there getting ready to take this kickoff. And remember, they beat St. Lawrence Central handedly last week. 42-8 they did. The two big players for Potsdam, Miller Lynch, who's one of their running backs, and McCarger, who's another running back. And I believe they might even have a freshman phenom at quarterback, and Ian Van Wagner. But let's wait and see who exactly they're going to start at quarterback, because I heard it could be Van Wagner or Rosler. So we'll see who ends up starting at quarterback for Potsdam tonight. The kick is up. It's a good kick, and they're going to field it at the 30 of Potsdam. And they've got a man running with the ball, and he's running angry, Donnie Desplat. He gets Potsdam.
Angry run.
He gets Potsdam up to the Sandstoner. Wait to see where the ref spots the ball here, but I believe it's going to be about the 43, 42-yard line. So great field position for Potsdam as they get the ball here down 6 on the North Country Savings Bank scoreboard again. 6-0. Massena with the lead right now. Potsdam, their first offensive possession. Now, we've heard that it could be same old, same old. It could be brand new gig. Let's see what they do here as it is Van Wagner starting at quarterback, the freshman. More on him in a minute. But right now, they're going to drop back and throw the ball. It's complete to number 24 for about a 10-yard gain there. 24, Nathan White for Potsdam. And right out the gate, Don Despaw, a throw.
Didn't expect a pass first play or second play of the game like that. Another run maybe, but not a pass. Yeah, nice little pass there.
And again, a passing play on the first offensive play call there for Potsdam. They're going to come back up to the line here, and let's see what they choose to do on 2nd and 1. Van Wagner going to put a man in motion. He's going to hand it off to the deep back. The deep back is going to get hit by Tapani LeBrake.
Yeah.
And he's also going to get hit by Jake Lindstad as well. A bunch of Raiders getting in on that play saying, wait a minute now. We got to keep our bearings about ourselves here. They just did something that they did not do all game last season, which was throw a ball.
Yeah.
So now we're running the ball. So we'll see what happens here. Van Wagner, by the way, it should be noted that I guess in middle school for Potsdam, he has like 1,000 points in basketball.
That's what, I heard that. Yeah,
so
amazing.
He's a great athlete.
And he's a freshman?
He's a freshman on the football team.
Wow.
So we'll see what happens, but you might end up seeing somebody have the opportunity here to start multiple years for Potsdam. Wow. I don't look too far ahead, but, I mean, that's always great when you can do that. Now, they are moving the ball up quite substantially. Yeah. Must have been a flag there that I did not see, so I apologize on that one. But Potsdam's now got the ball on the Massena 29-yard line. Van Wagner going to hand it off here, and Tapani LeBrake going to give him the business as he tackles the running back there. That was number 44, and 44 would be Liam Miller-Lynch for Potsdam. But Liam Miller-Lynch just got, how do you do, from Tapani LeBrake there. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10. No gain on that. But, again, there must have been a penalty of some kind because they moved up quite a bit there. Mm-hmm. And no, that's not home field advantage.
I did not see a flag or anything.
I didn't see a flag either. So
I don't see invisible flags.
We have got 2nd down here and 5 to go, according to the chart here.
Oh,
and, a big hit there.
Nowhere.
And that is going to be Darian Coates with the hit in the backfield. That running back had a first-class ticket to Destination Nowhere, courtesy of Mr. Coates and his good friends on that Raiders defense. So
Cena's holding him down. Yeah.
So that is going to bring up a 3rd and 5. And one of the things that we wanted to work in during this broadcast is just some general thoughts. Now, granted, these are my general thoughts. They could be wrong. But one thing for Potsdam, because they run the ball so much, they want to stay ahead of schedule. They don't want to be behind in these 3rd and 5, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 10 situations. But I also was saying that because I didn't know what they had at quarterback, and apparently they got a pretty good one. So they're lining up in shotgun, folks. Shotgun formation for Potsdam. Van Wagner going to look to throw. He's got Jake Lindstad pressuring him, and that is not an accurate pass. That's going to bring up a 4th down. Right. Jake Lindstad earning that one right there because if he didn't pressure him, that would have been complete on that spot.
Yes, it would have been. So it'll be 4th down. Do they, no, they're probably not going to go for it, I don't think, anyway.
Well,
Let's see what happens.
I've heard from somebody who roots for Potsdam that they don't have a kicker. And just for perspective for folks at home, the ball's in the middle of the field at the 26-yard line.
Yeah, well, they have to,
So here we go. Potsdam lining up in the shotgun formation once again. Van Wagner claps his hands. He's got the ball. He's going to throw it out to number 30 for Potsdam. Number 30 for Potsdam's got a little bit of wiggle, but he's not going to get there because of Darian Coates, once again making a good tackle. Number 30, though, Chase Rosler for Potsdam on that catch. A valiant effort.
Yep.
But unfortunately for Potsdam, fortunate for us, we had a guy there who was able to make that tackle.
Speed. Massena speed.
6:26 here on the North Country Savings Bank scoreboard in this first quarter of play. Right now, Massena with the lead 6-0 over the Potsdam Sandstoners as Massena will take over here with the ball at their 22, we'll call it. Ball's going to be on the far hash, and Massena is lining up in the shotgun formation. Acewood going to put LeBrake in motion. He's going to underhand it to LeBrake. LeBrake has got it coming around the outside. Here goes to Penny LeBrake to the 40. Down close to the 50-yard line. A huge run there by Tapani LeBrake. Know the name. Learn it well. You're going to be saying it all season long. LeBrake with a big run there. And I should say a big reception because that counts as a pass.
Yeah, and they just seem to be quicker than the Potsdam defenders. Massena's just got, again, it's that speed with King, LeBrake, Weir, Murtaugh, all of them. Great
Eastwood dropping back to pass here. He's going to throw it deep. He's got somebody down there, but there was a little bit of contact, and there's the flag.
There's the flag, yeah. The interference.
And that's got to be interference on that play. Now, I do want to note, for anybody who is listening to this broadcast and rooting for Potsdam, I don't know why you would do that, but in case that's what you're doing, I do want to say that their quarterback, Ian Van Wagner, kind of came up limping after that. He was back there covering LeBrake.
Yeah, I see that now.
They got a little tangled up, so he kind of came over on the sideline a little bit limpy. So you might want to watch out for that. But, hey, this is Section 10 football, like a home of the Iron Man football, right? So you got players playing on all three sides, all three phases in these games, and Van Wagner no different there. So he looks like he's okay, though, over on the sideline. Again, I'm no doctor, but I just wanted to point that out because that is their quarterback. Here we go. It's going to be 1st and 10 here from the 40-yard line of Potsdam. Carter King going to go up inside north and south, and he is going to get to the 35-yard line of Potsdam. Massena moving once again. 5 minutes and 41 seconds and counting left to go here in the first quarter of play. On the North Country Savings Bank scoreboard, it is Massena 6 and Potsdam 0. This is going to be a 2nd and 4 here coming up from the 35-yard line of the Potsdam Sandstoners. And the ball is on the far hash of the field, if you can picture that. Eastwood going to underhand it to Garrett Weir. Garrett Weir is going to break a couple tackles, and he's going to get a couple of hard-fought yards there. And I tell you what, Weir was coming with a full thing of speed right there, as Donnie Despot. That's going to be his favorite word, is speed.
Speed.
But he's not lying to you, folks. I mean, Massena has got some speed this year. If you have not been able to take in a game yet,
quickness, yeah.
When you do, you will be pleasantly surprised. Massena's got speed at all sorts of positions this year.
A lot of weapons, which has got to be hard for the Potsdam defense, obviously.
I would imagine so.
Wow.
3rd and 2 here, and we're going to see what happens. Eastwood going to toss it out to Carter King. Carter King going to try to get the first down. I don't know if he got there because I think he got hit right at that line to gain by Liam Miller-Lynch, the running back, playing a little linebacker there for Potsdam, and I don't know. I don't know.
I don't believe he did. I don't think so.
We'll see here. Is it going to be 4th and short,
very close,
or are they going to give it to him? They might even measure. One thing I do want to point out, though, is that Coach Zappia's offense, it's a lot of getting that defense running east and west.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to tire out that defense, and then also we can throw the ball, too, so he likes to do that as well. But on that play, they handed it off to Carter King. Carter King ran up inside there to the 31-yard line, and they are going to give it to him, a 1st and 10 for the Raiders here.
Yep.
So 4:08 left to play and counting here in this first quarter of play. They're going to put Weir in motion. They're going to hand it up the middle here to Carter King. Carter King going to break it to the outside, down to the 20. He is going to go out of bounds close to the 15-yard line of the Sandstoners. Woo! We got ourselves a running back, folks. I don't know if you're as excited as I am, but I'm pretty excited. I know Don Despot is, too.
Very impressed with the running of Massena. My goodness.
And I'll be honest with you.
So many weapons.
I'll be honest with you. After last year losing Colton Hardy, I didn't know what the running game would look like this year. So that's another reason why we're so excited. But Carter King, looking pretty good already. He's already got 1 touchdown. Can he get 2? 1st and 10 here from the 15-yard line, we'll call it. They're going to put LeBrake in motion. They're going to underhand it to LeBrake. LeBrake going to try to find some wiggle room on the outside, and he's going to get down to about the 10-yard line, close to the 9-yard line. So this 2nd down is going to be 2nd down and short for the Red Raiders tonight. 3:19 and counting left to go here in this first quarter of play. Again, on the North Country Savings Bank scoreboard, Massena up 6-0 over the Potsdam Sandstoners. A humongous crowd for this game tonight.
Wow, big crowd.
And I know Potsdam's trying to get their folks to cheer for them so that, it'll make it difficult for Massena's offense. But we'll see here. 2nd and 4 to go. That's what it says on the scoreboard. Eastwood in the shotgun. He's going to hand it off to King. King coming downhill with a head of steam. You know it. Touchdown, Raiders! And that is going to be touchdown number 2 for Carter King. And I'm just going to move this over.
Yeah, why change a thing? Massena's running the ball just absolutely incredible right now. All their weapons are paying off. Great touchdown. He just, wow. So I think, and maybe he'll pass. No, they're gonna continue to just run that ball, and they're running beautifully right now, folks.
Now we got a secret agent as kicker, but we're not going to use him right now. We're going to line up for a 2-point conversion. Eastwood going to drop back to throw. He's going to throw it out wide. He's got his guy there, Garrett Weir. He's a bad man, folks, and that is going to make it 14-0.
You know what, Elijah? Is that the first 2-point conversion of the year for Massena? I believe so, and I could be wrong.
I think we got one last week, my friend.
Did we? Okay. But, yeah, that was nice.
First one tonight, though. That's for sure. Hey, 14-0. That's where we are right now. With 2 minutes and 46 seconds left to go here in this first quarter of play on the North Country Savings Bank scoreboard. Again, it is Massena 14, Potsdam 0. 2 rushing touchdowns by the Raiders have us at that score. And, of course, we did get that 2-point conversion from Eastwood to Weir. And right now, this is one of those things. This is what we were talking about.
Impressive. Very impressive.
But this is one of those things that we were alluding to earlier about getting Potsdam off schedule. We know that they don't like to be in 3rd and 7. They don't like to be in 3rd and 10. They most certainly don't like to be behind on the scoreboard because then it makes it more difficult for them to run their offense.
That's right.
Because how do you run yourself back into the game?
Right.
Now, there's a lot of game left to be played, so don't get me wrong.
But against Massena, that's a tough task.
That's a tough one. Here comes Potsdam running downhill with some steam on this kick return. And, oh, boy, I may have just jinxed us. Here comes Potsdam running down.
Oh, I thought he was.
Massena 28-yard line on that kick return. Wow, what a kick return there. That was number 23, I want to say, for Potsdam. Want to give that kid credit.
I thought he was going to go all the way.
Liam McCarter there. That's the other running back, by the way, for Potsdam. They're very excited about. Liam McCarter there with a huge kick return right as I was talking about how great we were doing. So, you know what? I might want to not do that. Anyway, Liam McCarter, he's a junior, by the way. And Liam Miller-Lynch, who is their other running back, is a junior. So the big three for Potsdam, you got 2 juniors and a freshman. So here we go. From the Massena 30-yard line, ball in the far hash. They're going to put a man in motion. And Wagner going to hand off to Miller-Lynch. Actually, excuse me, that would be McCarter on the handoff there. And that is going to be a pretty substantial gain on that run for Potsdam. A 7-yard run there. That's exactly what they want to stay on schedule. That's going to bring up the 2nd and 3. 2 minutes and 10 seconds left to go here in this first quarter of play. John Despot, Elijah Winfrey on the call for you. And on the North Country Savings Bank scoreboard, Massena's up 14-0 over Potsdam. But Potsdam's threatening right now as they got a 2nd and 3 from deep in Massena's territory. They're going to hand the ball off here to McCarter, and that's going to be a first down for the Sandstoners. They are now within the 20 of Massena. After that huge kick return by McCarter, he comes back with 2 straight carries. I think that's, Coach Kirk is saying, hey, you earned it, kid. Here we go. Let's give you the ball a little bit more. Now, I will say, Potsdam did come out and complete a 10-yard pass for their first play of the game, which surprised everybody. So, first down and 10 from the Massena 17. They're going to put a man in motion here. Van Wagner going to hand it off here to McCarter. McCarter going to dive forward. And he's running towards that far side of the field, so it makes it a little difficult to see. But that was, again, another pretty good game there by Potsdam. And that is going to bring up a 2nd down. And let's see what they call it here. I believe that's going to be a 2nd down and 5 now for Potsdam. And the ball, if you're wondering, the ball is going to be at the 13-yard line of Massena. Ball on the far hash, by the way. Van Wagner under center. He's going to put a man in motion. He's going to hand it off to McCarter. McCarter gets hit hard and taken down by Come on, show me the Darian Coates. There we go. Yeah. I'm always looking for the kids to get up from the ground and show me in the press box the numbers.
Through this class, it's not easy to see those numbers at times, folks.
But hey, Darian Coates, he realized that running back had a first-class ticket to where, Don Despall?
Destination nowhere.
That's right, destination nowhere. There you go. I'm still trying to get somebody to make the defensive linemen some shirts that say destination nowhere, because I think that would be fun. But that's just me, okay? That's just me.
Well, it's not a Flagapalooza game.
It's not yet.
No, not yet.
Not yet. Not a Flagapalooza. We have not had the fourth in that. That was so funny last year. But anyway, that's going to do it for the first quarter of play. It went by fast because these teams are running the ball. That's what we thought might happen, too.
Yep. Yeah,
so
exactly.
Both teams with some pretty good runs on both sides. When Potsdam starts this second quarter, though, they got a 3rd and 6 from deep in Massena Raiders territory. Do want to let you know on the North Country Savings Bank scoreboard, it is Massena 14, Potsdam 0. Carter King for Massena with a couple of touchdowns on the ground already in this game. And for Potsdam, like I said, they are threatening 3rd and 6, though. Now, we have seen they've got a quarterback, Ian Van Wagner. That's a name you're probably going to hear quite a bit in the North Country over these next 4 years of him in high school, because you've already heard of a bunch of him as a middle schooler. Because in middle school, I was told this by somebody earlier. In fact, I was told this by a fellow radio man, who is here today. And so I want to give him a shout-out as well. But he told us Van Wagner scored 1,000 points already in basketball in middle school.
When he said that, I said, wait a minute. Wait, really? All right.
So that's really impressive, obviously. Yeah. Now he enters his high school career, and he adds football to the list. Now, I do believe he was playing football before, but he adds varsity football to the list. And that's a whole different story, as everybody knows. You go from modified to JV, then you hit varsity, and it's a completely different animal.
Right off
But so far, he looks like he's hanging in there and doing a good job. And let us not forget, this Potsdam team is 1-0, just like Massena is. They beat St. Lawrence Central last week 42-8, so that should be pointed out. Right now, though, Potsdam is down 14-0 to your Massena Raiders. The ball is going to be placed at the Massena Raiders 13, I'll call it, just to be safe. Ball is on the near hash, 3rd and 6. Van Wagner under center. He is going to fake the handoff. He's going to boot and throw it out wide. He's got a man down there. Touchdown, Potsdam. A touchdown pass.
Didn't expect the pass. Thought a run.
I really didn't think we would see that.
No. Wow.
But we did. And I'm trying to see who caught that pass, but it's a little difficult because it was thrown to the far side of the field. But we do know, with 11:54 here in this second quarter of play, Van Wagner with a touchdown throw for Potsdam. The young freshman getting in early. Here we go. They're going to line up for a 2-point conversion. They're going to put a man in motion. Van Wagner going to hand it off, and that guy is going to get there. He will get there. And that is number 23 for Potsdam, McCarter.
Got a tight game now. That changes things in this first half.
That makes it 14-8 now on the Blevins Seaway Motor scoreboard. Just real quick, because I forgot to mention this, North Country Savings Bank, 22 Phillip Street in Massena. North Country Savings Bank, you make it the North Country, we make it the bank. Blevins Seaway Motors, they're sponsoring this second quarter scoreboard. Remember, they are your Jeep, Dodge, and Ram dealer, 98 Center Street in Massena. And on that Blevins Seaway Motor scoreboard, Massena still with the lead, but it is 14-8. 14-8 right now for Massena.
I think Potsdam's in a similar situation, well, as far as kicker goes for field goals and stuff. I know Massena didn't have one last week, and I said, wait, Potsdam didn't have one either. So, right, try for the 2 points.
But they got it. They got it. So, Potsdam lining up to kick this thing off. Would they be so bold to pull an onside kick here?
You never know.
You never know in high school football.
No.
And sometimes the onside kicks aren't intentional.
A few ones last year we did.
This is actually a deep kick, though. It's going to hit LeBrake, I do believe, and LeBrake is coming downfield in quick hurry.
Oh.
He's going to get the ball to the 50.
Yeah. He almost beat that last.
He was almost going to the house.
Yep, going for the touchdown.
Wow.
Came close.
So, Massena's going to have great field position once again, and, hey, we might have ourselves a shootout, Donnie Despot.
It could be. Yeah, Potsdam playing real well. The thing I like about Massena, too, I think they trust in Coach Zappia's system.
I agree.
You know, they bought into that system, and, it shows. You know, by the play, they never give up on plays. You know, always that second effort that always pays off. So, yeah.
So, ball is at the 49-yard line of Potsdam. Eastwood in the shotgun. Ball in the far hash. They're going to hand it downhill to Carter King. Carter King going to run and get a few tough, hard-earned yards there. And it looks like a helmet came off for one of the Massena players, number 54, Darian Coates. He is walking over to the sideline a little gingerly without his helmet. So that is the situation we're looking at currently. And again, I don't mean to worry anybody. I'm just telling you what's happening on the field.
Right.
So,
yeah.
But he is over there. He's got his teammates. He did walk off under his own power and everything. But, you know, hey, it is still week 2. So sometimes those hits, you know, you're actually hitting people now. You're not just, you know, going up against your own teammates, you know. 11:29 left to go here in this second quarter of play on the Blevins Seaway Motor scoreboard. Again, it is Massena with the lead right now, 14-8 over Potsdam. Massena with a 2nd and 7 to go after that last Carter King rumble, we'll call it. And the ball is going to be on the far hash on the Potsdam 46. Eastwood in the shotgun. He's going to drop back to throw it. He's going to throw it. He's got his man.
Oh, wow.
And that is going to be a nice 11 to 12-yard completion. Move those chains, and I'm trying to see who caught that. And I'm having a little bit of difficulty because everybody's standing together. So that was either Garrett Weir on the reception or Topani LeBrake. Fellas, I'm sorry, but you were standing too close together after that one. But you know what I love, though? When somebody on Massena makes a big play, everybody celebrates with their teammates. I love that. It just makes it a little hard for me to read the numbers sometimes. That's all. It's a tiny complaint. Garrett Weir is in motion. And we got a couple other guys that went into motion. Unfortunately, though, it's not Canadian Football League, so you can't do that. So that is going to be a penalty on us, I do believe, and that's going to back us up a little bit here. When that's going to make it a 1st and 15, I want to say. Yeah, 1st and 15, we'll call it.
5-yard penalty?
I believe so. So, with 10 minutes and 50 seconds left to go here in this second quarter of play, on the Blevins Seaway Motor scoreboard, it is Massena up 14-8 over Potsdam. Massena with the ball right now. They have got a 1st and 15, and they are at the 39-yard line of Potsdam. But now we've got a timeout for Massena. So we got a moment to catch our breath here. And one thing that I will say, Donnie Despot, is, again, we are seeing that balance on offense that not every high school team has for Massena.
Like every kid on the team is just it's
good.
Yes, absolutely.
And, I mean, you got running attack working well, obviously, with Carter King with 2 touchdowns. The passing game's working pretty well, too.
Yeah, it is. They're just firing all cylinders. Yep.
And again, I feel bad for missing who caught that ball, but like Donnie can tell you, it was pretty close there. But I know it was Massena that caught it, so that's a good thing. But for Massena right now, they are calling a timeout on the 2nd down and 10. And I'm having a hard time following the scoreboard tonight because
I'm having a hard time seeing out that field for some reason. I can't seem to see the numbers. I don't know.
Well, I thought for sure it was 1st down and 15.
Yeah, I think so.
But the scoreboard says 2nd down and 15, and the marker on Massena's sideline says 1st down.
Well, the real, okay. Yeah.
So that's why I'm having a little bit of difficulty right now. So anybody at home, I promise I'm on my A game, okay? I'm trying to give you my best, but it's just a little difficult right now because, again, that marker says 1st down. The scoreboard says 2nd down.
That. Yeah.
What are we doing? Okay, here we go. Connor Eastwood, he is going to get the ball. He is going to try to get out of there because he's got a little bit of pressure. He's going to throw it over the head of his receiver and just live to fight another day.
Yeah.
Now, Let's see what happens with that marker on Massena's sideline, because now it's saying second down, scoreboard saying third down.
Third down, yeah.
That could get a little confusing if you're trying to play quarterback. I will say, on that side of the press box, all the lights are off. So maybe they can't see the buttons. I don't know. But, hey, it says second down on Massena's sideline, third down on the scoreboard. I guess make up your own down at home. Here we go. Garrett Weir going to get the ball, and he is going to come to the far side of the field, and there's just not a whole lot of room there. And he is going to get taken down by a couple of sandstoners on that play. So let's see what happens now. Marker on the sideline says third. Marker on the scoreboard says third. What in the world? Okay.
Yeah, I don't understand.
I'm trying. 9:56 left to go here in the second quarter of play. We don't know what down it is.
It
but
is.
We know
third down.
15. Third and 15 on the scoreboard. Third down on the sideline. I guess we'll roll with it. It's third down, folks. There we go. That's how we decide things now. We just do it. Here we go. Eastwood dropping back to throw. He has got number 5 out there, but it's just a little too tall of a pass.
No.
And that is going to bring up, you'll have to let me know at home. What down is it? I think it's fourth down.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with fourth down because that's what it says now on the marker on the field. And the marker. Listen, I'm trying. Marker on the field says fourth
Yeah,
now.
I believe so, yeah.
Marker on the scoreboard says fourth.
But, yeah, it's...
Maybe it's the heat. I don't know. Let's see. 9:39 left to go here in this second quarter of play. On the Blevins Seaway Motor scoreboard, we do have
fourth down.
Massena 14, Potsdam 8. And it would appear that Massena is going for it here on this 4th and 15. Eastwood in the shotgun. He's going to drop back, look to throw. He's got pressure in his face. He's going to throw it back. It's caught! It's caught!
Beautiful.
A huge catch there. And I believe that was Murtaugh.
Yeah.
Dominic Murtaugh with a huge fourth down catch. And he had to come back for that because as Eastwood was throwing it, he got hit. And it was a little bit too short, and Murtaugh comes back to it and shows exactly why he is one of the ranked wide receivers.
Wow, that's
in
nice,
the state.
nice to see that.
Eastwood going to hand it off to Carter King. Carter King going to bang it up inside and drag people inside the 5-yard line of Potsdam.
Probably 3 yards to go for that dust.
Very, very close. Very, very close. But again, Murtaugh on that catch, my goodness.
That was nice. A couple defenders kind of overran the play, Elijah. If you saw they were going in, they thought he was going to be there. No, it was, beautiful pass.
Here we go. Eastwood hands it off to King. King going to get hit in the backfield. That is big number 85. That would be Brody Delaney, who makes the tackle on that play for Potsdam. I'm trying to give the Potsdam kids credit as we go here, too, just so they get a little bit of love. But I am learning their roster as I go, so bear with me, folks. But again, Brody Delaney made it difficult there for Massena's Carter King. That is going to bring up a second down. 8:42 left to go here in the second quarter of play. Ball is on the far hash of the field. Eastwood in the pistol. He is going to take the snap. He's going to drop back to throw. He's going to now step up because he's got a little pressure. Throw it into the end zone, and it is Massena celebrating.
That's got to be
touchdown Raiders.
Yeah.
It took a minute because I was looking for the referee over there, and I never saw hands go up for the referee.
Right, yeah.
But a touchdown for the Raiders, a passing touchdown for Eastwood, and I could not see who he threw that ball to. Again, I apologize, folks. I was trying to see it. 8:26 left in the second quarter. Eastwood with a passing touchdown. Now, here we go. Number 32 is going to try to kick for Massena. Kick is up. It is. Wait, come on, refs. Here we go. It is good. Hey, an extra point.
Yeah.
We'll take it. Eastwood touchdown pass. That's going to make it 21-8 with the extra point. So there we go. So, folks, on the Blevins Seaway Motor scoreboard, Massena up 21-8 with 8:26 left to go here in this second quarter of play. And if you're somebody like me who likes passing offense, you got two quarterbacks right now kind of duking it out between Connor Eastwood, the senior, and Ian Van Wagner for Potsdam. the young, talented freshmen, and both of them have got themselves touchdown passes tonight.
I just love the different. Massena seems very good, just every position. They play defensively, offensively, no matter what it is. They're just, wow, great effort.
I definitely would agree, and I would say that for Massena, they don't seem to get rattled.
No, Elijah, no.
And I love that. I love that about this year's team.
Yeah.
Kick is going to be a little bit of a shorter one. It's going to bounce, and Potsdam's got it at their 25. They're going to run to the far side of the field, try to find some real estate over there, but that is not going to happen as they're going to be starting their next possession here from the Potsdam. Waiting for it all to kind of clear out. Bear with me. Potsdam 33, we'll call it. Okay, Potsdam 33. Now, Gotti Despot, obviously, we do have quite a few folks who are listening on the live stream. Want to thank them for that.
Great.
Want to thank, obviously, everybody listening on the radio. And I hear my father's actually listening from down in
South Carolina.
Down in South Carolina, yeah, which is pretty awesome.
Wow.
And number 32 is Mason Deshane. That's what I was just told by Adrian Tarasca, who must be listening. So 32, Mason Deshane. I'm going to write that down right now. But Mason, hey, congratulations on the extra point, buddy. That's pretty awesome. So, again, the first extra point scored this season by Massena, Mason Deshane.
Okay.
So want to give him some love, and I believe he comes up from the JV squad, if I'm not mistaken. So 8:19 left to go here in this second quarter of play, and right now Massena with a lead 21-8 over the Potsdam Sandstoners. And this is not the same Potsdam. You know, Coach Zappia said that during his, coach's show.
Right. Yep.
He said, listen, folks, I know we beat them by a lot last year, but this is not that same team.
No.
And hey.
Same system, kind of, but different players this year, obviously, yeah. Did Potsdam just take a timeout, I believe?
Probably. Because I was looking over there and I was going, they're taking a little bit of time here. Maybe they were just helping you and I out up here in the booth. I appreciate it, fellas. Thank you. All right, so here we go. Van Wagner out of the shotgun formation, going to throw it. He's got his man.
Yeah.
Number 85, that is Delaney on the catch there, and they're going to start this drive out throwing the ball. And this is where it's different, okay? This is where it's different because in years past, you get up on Potsdam, and they would just still continue to run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently this year, they're not afraid to throw it.
I think they're going to have to in this game.
Yep. I think so, too, especially if the team that keeps the pedal to the metal. But right now, they're down 21-8, Potsdam is, and they're rolling here. So let's see what we got. Van Wagner under center. He's going to put a man in motion. He's going to hand the ball off deep here. I believe that is going to be Miller Lynch there, and he's going to get a good run for Potsdam. That's going to help them stay on schedule, and that's going to bring the ball up here to the 40-yard line. 40-yard line of Potsdam. Now, on the Blevins Seaway Motor scoreboard, 21-8. That is where we are right now. Massena with the lead, and 7 minutes and 12 seconds left to go here in this second quarter of play. It is going to be 3rd down and 3 here for the Sandstoners. Ball on the near hash. Van Wagner, the freshman, under center. He's going to hand it off, and that's going to go to McCarger. McCarger, ooh, he got hit hard by number 3, Connor Eastwood. That's right. He's not just a quarterback. He is also somebody who's going to bring you to the ground. And, of course, there's going to be a flag for it, which is unfortunate. But Eastwood got up. He was a little excited about the tackle he made. He was excited about the tackle he made, and you just can't do that. You can't be excited. So they're going to call that taunting, I'm sure. But, again, he got up and he celebrated just like all the other kids.
Say more, folks. I'm not.
I know. That's why I did. Anyway, 6:56, that's left to go. It was a good tackle, but again, he got up. He celebrated a little too much. That's going to be a penalty. So a 1st down for Potsdam after all of that, and they are going to have the ball now on the Massena 35-yard line. So Van Wagner going to hand it off up the middle, and Massena is going to put almost everybody tackling them. And that was number 2 with the carry there. That would be Brody Hughes. And Brody Hughes actually has his own personal fan base here at Potsdam. His best friend tonight was one of the people that was down at the gate greeting Donnie and I, and he actually had Brody's number painted on his chest.
That's what that was about.
He had his number painted on his chest. So Brody Hughes, the senior, got himself a fan club. That's always awesome to see when you're out here supporting your friends, you know? That's what it's all about at this level of football.
Yeah.
6:15 and counting here in the second quarter of play. It is going to be a 2nd down and 5. Ball on the near hash. They're going to hand it off to Hughes. However, there is going to be a timeout, I believe. Because I don't see any yellow. I believe it was a timeout. And I will say, I am used to seeing the flag get thrown, and I think in this game the flag's just getting dropped beside the ref, so it makes it a little more difficult to see. Like, fellas, we got to get some air under those flags.
Coach Tappy is not afraid to call a timeout. If he sees something that doesn't know, he doesn't. Really.
And I'm trying to see if that's what happened, because it looked like neither coach really came, out on the field.
Yep.
But now Van Wagner is going to come back out and address his troops here. 1st down and 10 here from the Raider 24-yard line. Ball right on the near hash. Van Wagner under center. He is going to take the snap and hand it off directly to Hughes. Hughes is coming downhill with a full head of steam, and he is going to get tackled by the Raiders at about the 11-yard line of Massena. But again, a big run there by Brody Hughes. So that's going to make a lot of people here in Potsdam happy for the senior tailback. 5:52 left to go here in the second quarter of play. Massena is up on the Blevins Seaway Motor scoreboard. If you're just joining us, 21-8 over Potsdam right now. Don Despaw and Elijah Winfrey on the call for you. And we have got a 1st down and 10 for Potsdam within the 10 of Massena right now. Ball on the near hash. Van Wagner going to hand it off to Hughes once again. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But this time, it's going to get broke because we have got Jake Lindstad. We got Cade Frigo. We got Darian Coates. And that tailback had a first-class ticket to where, Don Despaw?
Nowhere.
That's right.
Yeah.
Destination nowhere. 5:19 and counting left to go here. And that is going to bring up, you know what, we're getting weird looks. And that's how you know you're doing a job right. Second down.
That's right.
Woo! We're going to have to do this from the parking lot. Anyway, 2nd down and 9 here for the Potsdam Sandstoners. 5 minutes left here in this second quarter of play. You're hearing, I believe, the Massena contingent, but I'm not sure. Van Wagner under center. He's going to hand it off. This time to McCarger. McCarger going to get dropped there right about the line of scrimmage by number 71, Jake Lindstad, making his presence known. And I've said that name multiple times tonight, Jake Lindstad. So look out. Good defensive performance by him. All right, here we go. A little bit of a danger zone opportunity here. 3rd and 9. That's where we are right now. 3rd and 9. We know Van Wagner can throw, and we know Potsdam can catch. Ball is on the near hash. Could we see a throw to the far side of the field?
I think this play, yes.
Let's find out. Van Wagner under center. We are going to get a timeout called by Massena, I believe. And it was kind of hard to tell if it was a timeout. Yeah, it is, in fact, a timeout by Massena. But the ref had pointed towards the Massena sideline, but it could also be misconstrued as pointing towards Potsdam's side of the field, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But it was, in fact, a Massena timeout. And Coach Zappi is probably telling them what I just said.
Mm-hmm.
We know they can throw, so you got to watch out for that.
Right. That's exactly right. I think that's what he's saying. Yeah.
He also could be asking what everybody wants for the post-game meal. I don't know. 3rd and 7. That's where we are right now. We're having fun. I hope you're having fun with us. 4:10 left to go here in the second quarter of play. Blevins Seaway Motor scoreboard. Massena up 21-8 over Potsdam. When we return to play here, it is going to be a 3rd down and 7. Ball is right at the Massena, we'll call it 7-yard line, just to be safe. 7-yard line, just to be safe. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens here. Will Potsdam dare to throw the ball? with their talented freshman quarterback. Will Massena be able to stop them?
Passing play. Still going with the passing play.
You think so?
Yeah, I do.
Van Wagner is under center. Let's see what they do. He is going to fake the handoff. He's going to throw to the far side of the field, and it is going to be caught, and it's going to be a Potsdam touchdown. You know,
that was a nice play.
It doesn't make me feel any better when I call it correctly, you know? But anyway, that is going to be a touchdown pass from Van Wagner. Here with 4:02 left in the second quarter of play, Van Wagner with a touchdown throw, and he threw it to number 24, Nathan White, for Potsdam. So, the young freshman quarterback got 2 touchdown passes on the game. I'll be honest with you, I did not think I'd be saying that tonight for Potsdam. But Potsdam is lined up already for their 2-point conversion. They're going to throw it out wide. It is not going to be complete, though. So that's going to make it 21-14, a close game here in Potsdam. Maybe closer than some folks may have thought it would be. And that's credit to Potsdam. Now, for Massena, offensively, I don't think we punted. So we're just going to have to keep scoring. If they want to keep scoring, we just got to keep scoring, right? Mm-hmm. So this is going to be a good one. I hope you are in it for the long haul with us tonight. As I'm looking, it is 7:50. That's what time it is right now, 7:50. Which means for some folks that's bedtime, but hey.
The game's gone by pretty quick, though, here. It really has. My bedtime, most nights.
So if you start hearing snoring, then that just means that Don Despaw is keeping the great tradition of sleeping on the air on the WMSA alive. People at home get that joke. Anyway, 4:02. Let's go in this second quarter of play. On the Blevins 2A Motor scoreboard, Potsdam putting up a fight. Massena, 21. Potsdam, 14. Massena has got LeBrake back deep to get this kick return. He almost took one last time. Let's see what Potsdam does here. As they kick it, it's going to go right to LeBrake. It's going to take a one-hop in front of him. He's got it. He is running up the field here. And can he get away? No, he cannot get away. He is tackled on that play at the Massena 32-yard line, we'll call it. So with 3 minutes and 56 seconds left to go here in the second quarter of play, Massena has got the lead, 21-14. Offenses look good, and I'm going to knock on wood as I say that because I don't want to jinx anything again. But Massena has looked good offensively tonight.
Of course, Potsdam's goal line coming in the game is to keep the ball out of Eastwood's hands, obviously, and run. The less Eastwood has it, the better chance Potsdam, obviously, to win the game. So
here we go. Eastwood in the shotgun formation. Ball is on the far hash. They're going to put a man in motion. It's LeBrake. They're going to throw it to him. LeBrake has got it. He's got a little bit of running room, but Potsdam's closing in. And they're actually going to tackle LeBrake at the 30, so I don't think he made a yard after all of that, unfortunately. And that's the downside to plays like that because they can go for a lot of yards. They can also go for very few when you have your guys running east-west and not north-south. But rare occasion that LeBrake actually got caught on that play. And folks who have watched Tapaney over the years, you know that. You know that's a rare occasion when he gets caught. So here we go. Ball is on the near hash now. 2nd down and 12 after a 2-yard loss there. Eastwood going to put LeBrake in motion. Eastwood going to throw out wide. I believe he's got Murtaugh. Murtaugh making a bad miss. And Murtaugh going to go down to the Massena 39-yard line. And that was a nice catch and run there by Dominic Murtaugh. Learn that name well, folks. 2:53 left to go here in this first quarter of play. And, you know, before the game, as I always do, I always like to look at the stats. And I noticed that on offense, I didn't get a chance to look at defense, but on offense, Weir and Murtaugh were ranked in the top 25 in the state in passing receiving yards. Weir has got the ball here, and he's going to get it close to the first down marker. I don't know if he got it. We'll see if they move the chains. But again, Weir, Murtaugh, receiving yards, they're ranked in the entire state.
Yes.
In the top 25. Eastwood was ranked, I believe, 7th in all of Class B. And Carter King, before this game, was at 48. in the state in rushing yards.
That's statewide, people, too.
Statewide.
So
that's a big deal.
Yeah, it sure is.
So it's going to be 4th and 1. 4th and 1. And it looks like Massena's going to call a timeout here to talk about this one, but they do have the ball on their 42-yard line with a 4th and 1 here. And they got no more timeouts left.
Yeah, they're done. So
minute and 57 seconds left to go here in this second quarter of play on the Blevins Seaway Motors scoreboard. It is Massena with the lead currently, 21-14. And I got to imagine that Massena will go for this.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm sure that the point of emphasis is hold on to the ball.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And get out of bounds, most likely. Hold on to the ball and get out of bounds. But we'll see what happens here. For Potsdam, I've been impressed by them. I got to say, I've been impressed by Potsdam tonight, and I've been surprised by how much they've thrown the ball. Would you agree, Donnie?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Potsdam looked very good tonight. Clock management's going to be crucial right now. Minute 57 left? Yeah. Going to be crucial.
And we know from the first coach's show that is something that Coach Zappia has been working with the boys on, is clock management. So let's see. Here we go. We're lined up. Ball on the far hash. It's go time. Eastwood in the pistol. He is going to take the snap, hand it to Carter King. Carter King going to try to get there. He's not going to get there, though, and that's going to give Potsdam the ball back with 2 timeouts on their side. And a minute and 50 left to go here in this second quarter of play. That is not good for the momentum. But momentum is fickle, my friend.
Yeah.
So, but that one hurts. That one certainly hurts because I thought he would have that.
Yeah.
But we lined up in the pistol, and unfortunately that kind of bit us. And so that makes it 1st and 10, I do believe. But hold on. Massena's still out there.
Yeah.
The scoreboard says 4th and 1.
Is it 4th? I mean,
and the markers are trying to figure out what's going on here. But the scoreboard just said 4th and 1.
Yeah.
Okay, now they're saying, now the referees are making the official motion.
Officially,
in fact, they wanted to measure. That's what they wanted to do. They wanted to measure it.
Yeah.
And we came up short on that one, unfortunately. So it is 1st and 10. As Donnie Despot and I had told you a couple seconds ago, 1st and 10 for Potsdam, minute 50 left. Minute 50 left here in this second quarter of play. Potsdam contention getting a little excited about their team as they are 1-0. They beat St. Lawrence Central last week 42-8. Massena beat Saranac Lake 24-14 last week. So here we go. Sam Wagner brings the troops up here. They got the ball on the Massena 41-yard line, we'll call it. They're going to hand it off to McCarger. McCarger going to bang it up inside. Does he get to the 40? I think so, but not much more after that. Potsdam does have 2 timeouts that they can use. And I don't think they're going to use them right now because their whole thing is making sure we don't have time to run more, run another play here before the half. But so far, if you've been listening with us this first half of play, it's been a great first half of football. You really can't ask for much more than that, especially when it's free to get into these games. Thank you to Section 10 for that. 1 minute and 14 seconds left to go here in the second quarter of play. Van Wagner under center. He's going to fake the handoff. He's going to throw it out wide. Intercepted by Massena. And here we go. Number 8, Kane Frigo. Call it. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Raiders. Touchdown, Raiders.
Oh, wow.
Pick 6, Kane Frigo.
Oh, yeah.
Right on schedule.
Yeah.
57 seconds left.
Yeah.
Here in the second quarter of play.
And the Massena crowd is going crazy right now.
Frigo said, give me that thing.
Yeah.
I know what to do with it.
Yeah, he kept looking back there. Okay, I think I got this. Nice touchdown.
Woo!
Nice.
Just when you thought all hope was lost. Man, that looked pretty. 27 points. That's what Massena has scored here in this first half of play. And we are lining up for the all-important extra point. Come on, Mason. Mason DeShane going to kick it for us from the JV squad. Let's see what he's got. Hold it down. Kick is up. It is
Good.
There we go, Mason. That's 2 extra
Great
points.
job. Yeah, Nathan Deshane. Great job.
And that is a hard task to pull off, too.
Yeah.
You get called up from the JV squad to come play varsity. I hope his parents are listening. I hope they're here at this game, and I hope they're excited for him because he's doing a great job.
That's awesome.
So, hey, that was nice. 28-14. That is the score here on the Blevins Seaway Motors scoreboard. And you have Cade Frigo to thank for that. Van Wagner kind of telegraphed where he was going. It was the only receiver on that side of the field. Mm-hmm. So Cade Frigo was able to, figure out where he's going with it and jump in front of it.
Great sight. See right there.
And took off.
Yep.
By the way, I don't have the official yardage, but that one should be on 7 News tonight, I would hope. But that was from, I want to say, the 30. So that's like a 70-yard pick six for Cade Frigo. Mm-hmm. Somebody get that guy a water. My goodness. I'm going to take a drink of water. That was 27 yards, so I can't imagine.
Yeah, he ran that thing as fast as he could, and, man.
All right.
Pick six.
Massena going to kick it off here. Now, watch out, because Potsdam's been pretty dangerous on kick returns. Kick is going to be a little bit of a shorter one. It's going to be a one-hopper at the 30. Here comes Potsdam running it up here to the 40, actually to about the 42-yard line. Now, remember, Potsdam still has 2 timeouts.
Yes. Well, there's time.
51 seconds here left to go here in this second quarter of play. Now, the question at this point becomes, you're a running team. Passing is not really your thing, but you've done a pretty good job tonight. Do you tell the freshman, hey, we're going right back to you so his confidence isn't hurt?
Yes, I believe that. They should, yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see with the yeah.
Looks like Potsdam, Van Wagner's under center. He is going to hand the ball off up the middle. It's a big run there by Hughes, and that's going to get him to the 49-yard line. And I'm looking to see, is Potsdam going to call a timeout? Or are they going to let this thing go into the half? It makes me wonder because the clock is still running.
I don't think they're going to call a timeout. Not now.
That's kind of a wasted opportunity.
Yeah.
26 seconds. Yeah. Maybe they don't need the timeout. I don't know.
Wow.
23 seconds. They got 2 timeouts. They're not using either one. Okay. So it looks like they're going to try to get one final play off here before the end of the half. Van Wagner under center. He is going to hand the ball off up the middle here to Miller Lynch, and Miller Lynch is going to get a good gain, but that's what we got. Now, they are calling a timeout now with 6 seconds left. I wonder if they knew they had 2. I wonder if they knew they had 2 timeouts left. Or if they thought maybe they only had 1. I kind of wonder.
Yeah.
Now they've got 1, but they've got 6 seconds. And I was told by somebody who actually attends Potsdam that they don't have a kicker. So it's not like they were trying to get yardage and, then get out of bounds real quick and kick a 50-yard field goal.
Right.
Yep. It's not like that. But let's see. Maybe Donnie said Hail Mary, so maybe that's what they're going to do.
Why not? I mean, yeah. But you can't be too careless either, with Massena's defense.
No, listen, we want them to be careless. The more careless, the better, actually.
Yes.
Okay, get your hands ready. 6 seconds left to go here in this first half of play. If you're just joining us on the Blevins Seaway Motor scoreboard, Massena is up 28-14 over Potsdam. Potsdam has driven the ball pretty well in this last drive. It's just surprising to me because they did have 2 timeouts. They waited to use one of their timeouts till 6 seconds left in the half. But they do have the ball right now at the Massena 43-yard line. So does their quarterback have a 43-yard throw? And they are not. They're lining up in shotgun. So here we go.
Right.
Van Wagner, he's going to take the snap. He's going to look to throw. He's going to throw it out wide. It's complete. And are they going to call timeout? With 1.5 seconds left? I think so. I think they're going to call timeout with 1.5 seconds left after a huge completion there, which is going to get Potsdam down to the 33-yard line, I want to say. I've been impressed with this Potsdam quarterback, though. He shows poise.
Yeah.
For a freshman.
Freshman, yes. Yep.
So let's see here. I think the referees are discussing things. Obviously, Potsdam did get a timeout. So they're going to have 1.5 seconds to throw this thing from the 33-yard line, I want to say.
Got to milk that clock.
I guess so. I mean, hey, shut me up, I guess. Show me what I know. I just didn't think that they'd be able to get that big of a completion and then be able to call a timeout quickly.
I know. That was,
kudos to them, I guess.
Yeah.
Here we go. Van Wagner in the shotgun formation from Massena's 33-yard line. He's on the far hash. Now he's coming near side. He's going to load up and throw it deep. Oh, and that's going nowhere. And that was a play greatly defended by Garrett Weir and Connor Eastwood on that play to knock it down. They did have somebody down there, but that is going to do it for this first half of play on the Blevins Seaway Motor scoreboard. It is Massena with a 28-14 lead. When we return, we are going to have for you a recap of the craziness that happened in that first half between these two 1-0 squads in Section 10, Massena and Potsdam.
It's halftime for Massena football. To get you up to date on everything that's happened so far, here's Elijah Winfrey and Don Despon on 92.9 WMSA.
That's right. We are back here at Potsdam High School, and this is the site of a great contest between two 1-0 Section 10 football teams. Potsdam with their first victory of the season last week over St. Lawrence Central, 42-8. Massena with an out-of-section win over Saranac Lake, 24-14 at Mike Nicholas Field. But tonight we are in Potsdam, and it is the site of a great game so far. Massena is up 28-14 currently, and we're going to get to how we got there in a moment. But right now what we want to do is I want to toss it over to Don Despot. Donnie, we cannot be out here without these wonderful sponsors, so who are they?
Yeah, indeed. Seacom Federal Credit Union with locations in Massena, Potsdam, Canton, Malone, Ogdensburg, Plattsburgh, Watertown, South Burlington, and Essex, Vermont. You can check them out online at seacom.org and mobile on your smartphone. Massena Drug-Free Community Coalition developing plans and, of course, strategies that will, reduce and prevent substance abuse among youth and adults in our community. And MX Fuels, 22 Center Street in Massena, providing quality fuels at great prices here in northern New York. So thank those sponsors making this possible. Yep.
All right, so let's get into how we got here in case you're just joining us. So first up, Massena got the scoring going with a Carter King rushing touchdown. It was a 25-yard rushing touchdown with 9 minutes and 21 seconds left to go in the first quarter of play. That made it 6-0 for Massena. Then, with 2 minutes and 46 seconds left to go in the first quarter, Carter King said, well, hey, why not go for two? And he got himself a second rushing touchdown, a 10-yard rushing touchdown. Massena's up at that point, 12-0. Then they go for the two-point conversion. Eastwood throws it to Weir. We get it. It's 14-0. Massena's feeling pretty good. But then it would change because Potsdam has got themselves a quarterback, Ian Van Wagner. He's a freshman, and he has been in a quarterback duel tonight with Connor Eastwood and the Raiders. But he got things going with a touchdown throw with 11:54 left to go in the second quarter of play. It was a touchdown that was kind of a hard throw. He was throwing it from the near side of the field to the far side of the field, and he had enough on it, and it was accurate, and he got it there. Good job for Potsdam. So then that made it 14-8 because they got the two-point conversion. Then Eastwood came back and threw himself a touchdown pass on, I believe, a fourth down play again, if I'm not mistaken. That was with 8:26 left to go in the second quarter of play. That made it 21-8, and at that point, Donnie Despot and I figured out who Massena's kicker is. That would be Mason Duchesne. He was brought up from the practice squad. Yeah. He was brought up from, I said the practice squad. I didn't mean that. JV squad. That JV squad. And he came out here tonight. He's hit 2 extra points, but that was the first one that he hit was on that Eastwood touchdown. Then Van Wagner came back for Potsdam, threw another touchdown pass with 4 minutes and 2 seconds left to go. That made it 21-14. And then as Massena had just gotten stopped on a 4th down on offense, Johnny Dessler and I are sitting here a little bit concerned.
Yeah.
But we had nothing to worry about because Cade Frigo had a 70-yard pick six for your Massena Raiders defense, and that got us to where we currently sit at 28-14. Now, if you're looking at home, that means that for Potsdam, their starting quarterback has got 2 passing touchdowns and 1 interception. I just want to focus on that for just a moment because I, much like everybody else, thought Potsdam was going to be running the ball 99% of the time.
Exactly. Yep.
And we were wrong. Listen, I'm okay with admitting it. I was wrong. I thought they were going to run it 99% of the time, and they have themselves a quarterback. And listen, this kid's a freshman. So if you're somebody who likes to keep up with these kids as they grow, and I hope you do, you might want to keep an eye on Ian Van Wagner. I hear he's a heck of a basketball player as well, scoring over 1,000 points in his basketball career in middle school.
If he's that good now, wait till he becomes a senior.
Right.
I mean,
so that might be
that's kind of a scary thought,
And for Potsdam, it's not all about Van Wagner, but he does have both of their touchdowns tonight. They do also have Liam McCarger, junior running back, and Liam Miller-Lynch, a junior running back, and they also have Brody Hughes, who is a senior running back. And they've been using all 3 of them tonight with that running game that Potsdam, that they're known for. But now they have a new dimension to their offense, and that is being able to throw the ball. And they even lined up in shotgun tonight. So, again, if you're just tuning in and you thought, this is Potsdam, they're just going to run the ball all the time, well, you, like me, were wrong. Okay? So we gotta kind of pay attention here in this second half. For Massena, they got a 2-touchdown lead. But that's not saying a whole lot because Potsdam, when they had scored, they scored pretty quick, Donnie.
Yes. Yeah, both touchdowns were like that. Yep.
So for Massena, I would say tonight is one of those nights that you got to keep that pedal to the metal and you got to keep scoring.
Yep.
You don't even look at the scoreboard, just keep scoring.
They seem to be the type of team, Massena Red Raiders. They don't let off the gas. See, they're very consistent. The Raiders are. So yeah.
And I will say that defensively for the Raiders, I think this has been a good test for them. Because, again, offensively for Potsdam, they do run a lot of, they run a lot downhill at you quite a bit, but they also line up in shotgun. And I think that was different than what they faced last week with Saranac Lake, because Saranac Lake did a lot of quarterback runs out of the shotgun.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have that change of pace early on in the season so that you can get used to things like that. But for Potsdam, again, I've been impressed by them, and I think that, their quarterback, again, Ian Van Wagner, he is somebody that the rest of the section might want to take notice of because this Sandstoner team is not like the ones before. And I will say, the ones before were good.
Yeah.
The only problem was they just didn't want to be in 3rd and 7 because they had difficulty throwing the ball.
Yeah.
But that doesn't seem to be an issue for them.
That's a disadvantage, obviously,
I mean, no offense really wants to be in 3rd and 7, but when your offense is, we're going to run at you all the time, you definitely don't want to be behind schedule.
But hypothetically, another touchdown by Massena puts them in not in a very good position, Potsdam. Like you mentioned, the running, you got to be able to throw the ball.
I do remember a few years ago there being a high-scoring game between Massena and Potsdam, and I think this might be another one. Because I feel like for Potsdam, they're going to come out in the second half and they're going to go, look, we can throw it with them.
Yes, that's a good point. Yeah.
And for Massena, I don't know how much they really knew about Potsdam prior to playing this game. Because I know that it is hard to get footage on different squads because you got to organize that, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know how much they maybe thought it was going to be like a couple years ago. Because even Coach Zappia was saying pregame, he didn't really know what Potsdam was going to do. But he was more so having the kids focus on the fundamentals and, If you do that,
that's what they can do, right?
Yeah, if you do that, then you're set up for success.
Yep.
And I also will point out that I know Potsdam was probably under similar circumstances, but a lot of this past week up here in the North Country, teams weren't really able to go outside and have full-blown practice like they usually would.
Right.
Because of the heat index.
Oh, man, yeah. Yeah, Massena used the Massena Arena for 2 practices, I guess, so.
So it just kind of makes you wonder how much of that may have factored in and just how much has Potsdam improved, which obviously they have. But again, folks, if you're tuning in, 28-14, that's the score right now. Massena up by 2 touchdowns, but they got to keep scoring. They got to keep scoring. I do also want to give a shout-out to a fellow broadcaster. He was very helpful tonight, Chris Engel. I want to give him a shout-out for B99.3 and Wild Country. Yep. He's kind of like a do-everything guy here in the North Country, but he's a stand-up guy as well. And he's always been very friendly to Donnie and I just wanted to give him a shout-out tonight. He's actually down below us in the stands, but I just wanted to give Chris Engel a shout-out for all he does for the North Country when it comes to sports. He also does the broadcast for St. Lawrence University football, which I would encourage everyone to listen to. I actually, in preparation for this season, went back and listened to some of Chris's games.
Yeah. Yep.
So I could figure out, okay, what does he do for the college kids and what can I kind of cherry pick to do for the high school kids?
Well, Chris does more than football, right?
He does a bunch of other sports too.
Yeah.
Which I can't imagine doing that because I know football, but I don't know much about many other sports. So 2:40, that's what we got left to go here in this halftime. The 2 teams are out in the field. They're doing their stretches. John Despaw, for Massena's defense, what do you think?
Did they add time in the clock or no?
They did. They did add time. Because it went to 0-0.
It was 50 seconds. I said, well, that's strange.
And now they got 2 minutes left.
Yeah, all right. Well, that's okay.
Massena's defense, what do they need to do to stop Potsdam's rushing attack?
Keep doing what they did in the first half. Pretty much. Yeah, I'm impressed. I don't know. I keep mentioning speed, quickness, but they just seem to have that. They seem to be quicker,
I think for Massena, I agree with you, Donnie. They definitely need to get at least one more touchdown. But I'm up the school of thought at this point that if you can get 3 more touchdowns, and I know I'm being greedy, but you might as well.
Oh, absolutely keep scoring. Yes.
Because I've been impressed by how quickly Potsdam's been able to score.
Yes. Yep.
And, hey, kudos to Cade Frigo for that pick 6, because if he doesn't get that pick 6,
that's a whole different thing.
That's, we're looking at a 28, or 21-21 game.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
So we'll see what happens here as we get going in about 1:16. They got Bon Jovi playing out here. I don't know how they could afford that, but they made it happen. But he's playing Dead or Alive.
I saw Victor Perry down there.
Yes,
it is. Talking to the upper referees. Vic is pretty much all the games.
And I do want to give a shout-out to the referees once again, as we did last week. Section 10 is in desperate need of officials. So if you played high school sports in this area, and I say that because they need officials in all sports. If you have played high school sports in the North Country or any type of sports in the North Country, I would encourage you to give back to the sports you love by being a referee. I would do it, but it would be a little difficult for me to do that and do this broadcast. Although that would be some interesting audio, I think.
Oh, my.
Me running down, it's a deep pass, and I got to run that way. I can't do it. Anyway.
It's a lot harder than it looks, too, eh?
It certainly is. It certainly is. But like I said, officials, we are in desperate need of officials in Section 10. So if you want to keep these games going consistently, as they have been for a number of years, and, get out there yourself and become an official, or maybe encourage some other folks, too. Right now, we got Mason DeShane kicking this thing off to start the second half of play. Bon Jovi's going to have to close up shop a little early on his song as we get ready to kick this thing off here. Actually, they're going to let Bon Jovi finish the song, and then we're going to kick it off. Here we go. Here comes the kick. It's a squibber. It's going to go, and it's actually going to get kind of battled there between 2 Potsdam guys trying to figure out who wanted it more. And luckily for Potsdam, Massena did not have somebody down there to take advantage of that. So Potsdam will get the ball here. 11:59 here on the North Country Savings Bank scoreboard. Massena 28, Potsdam 14. And I'm looking here to see exactly where Potsdam will line up. They're going to line up at the 34-yard line, their 34-yard line. Ball is on the far hash, so I would expect something to the near side of the field, but I've been wrong before. Let's see. Van Wagner in the shotgun. Going to hand it off here. I believe that is to Hughes. Hughes is going to get run out of bounds by LeBrake, and Brody Hughes is getting some carries here at the end of the first half, but also here to start the second half. And he is a talented runner.
Yeah, he's good running.
And by the way, that was number 2 for Massena, escorting out of bounds number 2 for Potsdam, because they both wear number 2. So there you go. Second down here and 3 to go. Ball is at the 41 now of Potsdam. Van Wagner going to go back under center. He's going to put a man in motion. He's going to hand the ball off to, I believe, Hughes, but Darian Coates is going to tackle him, and it wasn't Hughes. It was actually Miller Lynch, number 44, on that run. But Darian Coates back out there, obviously, making some noise for the Raiders' defense, and a good tackle there, good form tackle, because if he doesn't get him there, Miller Lynch was going.
Yep.
So 11:27 and counting left to go here in this third quarter of play. Again, on the North Country Savings Bank scoreboard, it is Massena up 28-14. Don Despaw, Elijah Winfrey on the call for you here for WMSA Radio. And we are looking right now, and they're actually going to call it a first down and 10 here after that last play. First down and 10 from the 44-yard line of Potsdam. Van Wagner, the talented freshman, is going to drop under center. He's going to put a man in motion. He's going to hand the ball off here to McCarger. McCarger going to get taken down at the line of scrimmage, and I'm trying to see who did that. I believe that was number 72 for Massena. Now, if you asked me about 72 last year, I could tell you that by heart. But for Massena, that would be Ryland Dodson, a junior.
Oh, okay.
And if I'm not mistaken, 72 was Roy Gamble's number last year.
Was it?
So that's why I would know that one by heart.
Yeah.
But Ryland Dodson, hey, doing that number 2 some justice there by tackling that running back right there at the line of scrimmage. No gain. In fact, a 1-yard loss. Destination nowhere. Got to work it in there. Second and 11. Van Wagner going to toss it out wide. Running back coming to the near side of the field, and he is going to take some Raiders with him.
Yeah.
That running back is number 44, Miller Lynch there, and I'm pretty sure he got a first down for Potsdam on that run. And, you know, I tell you what, man, their identity is run the ball, and when they do it, it is a thing of beauty. If you're an old-school football fan, you should watch Potsdam. That would probably be the team you would root for. Again, if you're an old-school run-the-ball coach.
Right, yep.
10:05 and counting left to go here in the third quarter of play. Massena up 28-14. Van Wagner under center. He's going to put a man in motion. He's going to hand it off to Miller Lynch. Miller Lynch going to come downhill, but he's going to get tackled by a bunch of Red Raiders there. And that is going to be a short gain of about 2 to 3, I want to say, on that carry. So that should bring up a second and, we'll see. Scoreboard says second and 8. Marker down in the field says second down, so I think we're in unison here. 9:25 left to go here in this third quarter of play, and Potsdam so far, run. That's what they're doing. So let's see what we got here. Van Wagner under center, ball in the middle of the field. He is going to toss it out wide to Lynch. Lynch going to come downhill. He is going to be close to another first down for Potsdam. And now we start to say, this is more of what we expected.
Yes, definitely.
And
no passing play so far, right?
Not from what I've seen. And what's scary about it is the fact that they're getting 5 to 6 yards every time.
I would say, yep.
So for Massena's defense, I mean, we've had some good plays so far, but listen, they're starting to do what we thought they would do.
Yeah.
So third down and 2 here. Ball is going to be at the 35-yard line of Massena. Van Wagner. He is going to turn around, hand the ball off to Lynch. Lynch is going to get hit in the backfield and taken down.
No.
And that is going to be Garrett Weir on the tackle, as well as number 5 for Massena. And that would be Nathan Goulden in on that tackle. Critical tackle there. However, it was enough for a first down for Potsdam after all that. I thought they got him stopped short, but it is going to be a first down, I believe.
Or read that all the way. Not what happened.
First down and 10 here. Ball is at the 35 of Massena on the near hash. Van Wagner going to toss it out to the far side of the field. Miller Lynch coming downhill Hill. Oh, he fumbled! He fumbled the ball! Who's got it? It is a scrum right now to see who has it.
I think Massena's got it.
We're thinking Massena might have it.
I think so.
And they do! Massena's got the ball! There we go. And I got to say, credit to Tepani LeBrake because he put Miller Lynch on spin cycle there.
Capitalizing on those turnovers.
He was able to spin him and get the ball out.
Yeah.
On that tackle. And then somebody down there, and I couldn't see who it was, so it was a mad rush to the ball. Somebody down there from Massena got it.
Those little things are big things, see? Those little plays make a big difference. Wow.
So, they got close.
So Massena will have it, at the 18 maybe? Or?
Yeah, that's actually a good spot, Donnie.
Yeah,
18-yard line. We'll go with Donnie's spot. 18-yard line on the far side of the field. That is where Eastwood will bring the fellas out here. He's got 3 wide receivers to the near side of the field. He is going to hand the ball off, though, to Carter King, I believe. King's going to bang it up inside for a few yards. And I will say, to Potsdam's credit, they have kind of kept King under check.
They have, yeah.
Since his 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
So we could really use a big rumble here from Carter King. That would be nice to see. It was 1 yard gain on that play, so that's going to be a 2nd down and 9 here for Massena. As I said, Potsdam's defense starting to figure it out. So let's see what we got. Massena going to line up in the pistol. They got King behind Eastwood. Eastwood going to drop back to throw. He's going to throw it out wide. He's got a man there, and it was caught by number 15, Dominic Murtaugh.
Oh, yeah.
He is a bad man.
Yes. You got
Hey, that was a pretty good, I want to say 5-yard catch.
He does so many things, Elijah. Well, doesn't he?
Yeah, I would like to see his business card. I'm just saying.
I know.
3rd down and 3.
Does he just do electrical work, too?
He probably does. He probably makes sure the Gatorade is tasting just right.
No, he does so many things. Wow.
Okay, 3rd down and 3. We'll get serious. Eastwood going to hand the ball off to King. King is going to go get north and south as quickly as possible. And I think he may have been just a little bit short. And I know Raiders fans are at home saying, that stinks. But, hey, a valiant effort there.
Did you see the crowd down here, by the way?
I have not actually sat up to look.
Yeah.
Is there a lot of red?
A lot of red. There's
Good.
A lot of everything.
It's packed.
It's packed.
It's like a rainbow down here. 3rd and 3. That is where we were last play. And it looks like now we got a first down Raider, so it was enough there by Carter King. There we go. All right, here we go. Ball is on the far hash at the 30-yard line of Massena. Eastwood going to drop back to throw. He's got some pressure. He's going to throw it deep. Oh, was it caught? No, it was not caught. But, man, I believe Murtaugh almost had another highlight reel catch there.
It was close. Man.
You know what? I might try that play again. I might try that play right now again because Murtaugh was behind his man by about 5 yards, and if Eastwood didn't have pressure in his face, that would have been house call.
I think so.
I don't know. We'll see what Coach Zappia's got cooking here for a 2nd down and 10. Ball at the Massena 30-yard line. Eastwood going to throw it out wide to, I believe, Murtaugh, but they're going to call a stop here to this whole thing. We heard whistles, and that usually means either a timeout or a penalty. And I'm looking, do we see any flags on the field?
No.
I don't see flags, but I see Massena is backing up, though.
Oh, all right. Well, maybe
Do they not? Do we have a flag shortage? I'm not sure what's going on. I have not seen one single flag tonight, but there's been penalties called.
Well, I got some. Wait a minute.
You got something we can use as a flag? We got to help them out here. I got little pieces of paper. We can do it. I don't know. I could be wrong. All right, third down and 12. Third down and 12. Eastwood. He's going to throw it under duress. He's got his man, though, and that was
Number 5.
Number 5 on the play, and that would be Nathan Goulden with the catch there. That is going to make it a 4th down and much more manageable here for the Raiders. And they are within their own side of the field here, folks. In fact, the ball is at the 35-yard line of Massena. 5 minutes and 8 seconds left to go here in this third quarter of play on the North Country Savings Bank scoreboard, 28-14, Massena with the lead. Massena's going to go for it here. All right, we're in the pistol. Carter King behind Eastwood. Ball on the near side of the field. And, it looks like the hard count got him.
Yeah.
The hard count got him, and I think that might be enough for a Raiders first down.
That was beautiful, man. Oh, my God.
See, that's what having a senior quarterback does for you, though.
And it paid dividends there. Wow. Yep.
1st and 10. There we go. It's official. 1st and 10.
Yep.
And I'll tell you what, it was a penalty on that play. And again, I didn't see a flag.
Yep.
The referees called the penalty, but I didn't see a flag actually get thrown. So I am wondering, do they actually have flags in their pockets, and I'm just missing them, or are they not using flags tonight? I don't know. Here we go. Oh, there's another flag. And I don't see an actual flag in the field, but I hear whistles.
That's odd.
I promise you I'm not having a meltdown, but it feels that way. 4 minutes and 23 seconds left, and I think that was actually a timeout. That's why we didn't see a flag. But again, I'm a little... Donnie, have you seen a flag tonight?
No, I haven't. Yeah, one, I think, in the first...
So they do have one?
Yeah, I think so.
Is it like a shared flag situation? I'm not sure.
I don't know. I don't.
All right, 4:23. We have a timeout on the field, so we got a second to catch our breath. Massena, by the way, was the team that called the timeout. We got a 1st down and 10 when we resume play here after a pretty gutsy 4th down call there, I'll say.
Zapio, man.
He does not seem afraid to go for it.
No, he's not. And he's not afraid to call timeout if he won't let anything go. If there's something he feels he needs to, he'll call timeout. No question. So, yeah. So, anyway.
4 minutes and 23 seconds left to go here in this third quarter of play. And right now on the North Country Savings Bank scoreboard, I'm going to get that right eventually before the end of the night, Donnie. On the North Country Savings Bank scoreboard, it is 28-14, Massena with the lead. Remember, North Country Savings Bank, 22 Phillips Street in Massena. North Country Savings Bank, you make it. North Country, we make it a bank. Here comes Massena. They're going to underhand it to Garrett Weir. Weir going to go up the middle and get a couple of hard-fought yards there, but not much.
Wow.
Not much. Now, remember, those underhand passes still count as passes, so that is another completion for Connor Eastwood. And if you have not been following Massena this season or even last season, I'll tell you what, you've been missing a lot. Last season, Connor Eastwood, quarterback from Massena, he finished the year ranked in the entire state as a quarterback. And then this year, he's got some help. Murtaugh is ranked, Weir is ranked, and so is Carter King, and I'm sure after this game we'll have some more Raiders up there. They're doing good. So we're going to toss it out wide here on this play to Murtaugh. Murtaugh going to drag some Potsdam defenders out there and get very, very close to another 1st down. It was a 2nd and 9. It's going to be a 3rd and very short. And, in fact, I want to say a 3rd and 2. Yeah, 3rd and 2. 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to go here in the third quarter of play on the North Country Savings Bank scoreboard. It is Massena 28 and Potsdam 14. Carter King, he's got a big run.
Yes,
here we go. Carter King going to the 30, down to the 25.
Wow.
And that is what we needed. There we go. Carter King saying,
I was waiting for a play like that from him.
He said, hey, did you forget about me? This is what I do.
Yeah.
3:07. Carter King with a gigantic run there.
Broke out there. Wow.
And if it wasn't for that final defender,
you'd be gone.
That would have been a touchdown for Massena. What I love about this drive, though, is that clock just keeps tick, 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 tick. And as Chris Berman would say, we are in the third quarter, but Potsdam needs 2 touchdowns.
I'm so impressed with him. Only in 2 years he's played football.
Carter King, yeah.
2 years. Amazing.
First down and 10 here from the Potsdam 25. Eastwood in the pistol. He's got King behind him. He's going to hand it off to King. King going to run it up the middle once again. He's going to fall forward for a couple of yards.
Yep.
And for Potsdam, that's got to feel a little painful because we're doing to them what they do to everybody else. Just run.
Yep. If he got a three touchdowns, maybe.
He might get 3. He might get 3.
Yep.
Now, if you remember last season, we did have Colton Hardy who scored 6 in a game.
Oh, my God. I'll never forget that. That was just crazy.
All right, here we go. Second down and 8. Eastwood in the shotgun. He's got King by his side. He's going to take the snap. He's going to throw it out wide. A little too wide there. Luckily, his man came back and caught it. Dominic Murtaugh came back and caught it, whose name we've said quite a bit tonight. But he had to go way back behind the line of scrimmage to get it. He was trying to catch it and then get upfield, but luckily he caught it behind him because if he didn't, that would have been a live ball.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's going to be a 4-yard loss because of it, unfortunately.
Colton Hardy, Elijah, I believe, wasn't that a record 6?
There was rumors that was a record.
Yes, I remember everybody talking about it.
It was never confirmed that was a record.
Yes.
Certainly historic, though.
Wow, that was
1:27 left to go here in the third quarter play. 3rd and 12. That's what we're looking at. Eastwood going to drop back to throw. He had 2 wide receivers there in the same spot. That usually means somebody either ran the wrong route or just got overzealous. But we had Weir in the vicinity, and we also had Donovan Turner in the vicinity, and they literally ran into each other. And that's why that's going to be a 4th down and 12 now for Massena with 1:21 left here in this third quarter of play. And a reminder on the North Country Savings Bank scoreboard, it is Massena 28, Potsdam 14. So let's see what Eastwood and the boys have in store for us now on 4th and 12 from the 25. Eastwood going to toss it out to Carter King. Carter King's got a little bit of running room. Come on, Carter, go! And I think he may have gotten the first down.
Oh, I think so.
I think so. On 4th and 12.
Man, what an effort. That was something to watch, folks.
It was a swing pass.
Yes.
Carter King just swung out, caught it, and then got upfield, made 3 Potsdam defenders miss.
Wow.
And was able to get the first down for Massena.
Man, I'll tell you, that was nice.
For most running backs, running the ball is hard enough.
I know.
But this kid can do it all.
Yeah,
My
he can.
goodness.
He had a little bit of open field. I said, oh, boy, watch now.
1:07 and counting left to go here in this third quarter of play. Ball's on the near hash now. Eastwood's in the shotgun, King by his side. He is going to hand it off to Carter King. Carter King coming downhill.
Wow.
And he is going to get some more yards. I believe another 5-yard carry, if I'm not mistaken. And again, if you're Potsdam, this has got to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Because this is what you do.
You're beating them at their own game.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be cocky about this.
No,
it's the kids are doing it. So that's why I got to say it.
There's not a whole lot of passing, Elijah, with Eastwood tonight, really.
I think there's been enough where his stat line is not going to be hurt too much.
Right.
I think Carter King and that offensive line has been doing some amazing things.
Yeah.
Here we go. They're going to put LeBrake in motion. LeBrake going to try to get out of there, but he's not going to do it. He's going to get tackled in the backfield by Miller Lynch. And here's actually not Miller Lynch, number 24 for Potsdam, not 44, 24, Nathan White. And I will say, when Nathan White got up on that play, he was being a little chatterbox to our guy there on the ground. No flag.
End of the third quarter?
End of the third quarter, I do believe.
Oh, wow.
So, at the end of 3, we have got Massena up 28-14 over the Potsdam Sandstoners.
Wow. Yeah.
3rd and short will be coming up very, very shortly, and that'll be coming from the Potsdam 17, we'll call it.
I know it's only the end of the third quarter, but if I had to pick this player of the game, star of the game, it would be Carter King.
I would say
so far.
I would say it would need to be shared between Carter King and that offensive line.
Yeah.
And I know you echo
because the blockers, they're making things possible for him, too. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But, yeah, I certainly agree that the running game for Massena has been a sight to see tonight. And I will say the passing game, although it seems like we're not throwing the ball a whole lot, when we do, it's effective.
Right. Carter King he just doesn't give up. He says, well, there's work to be done, and he does it. And he just runs and runs. I love his determination. Love it.
It reminds me of the former Virginia Tech defensive coordinator, Bud Foster. Bud Foster used to, and he hasn't been at Virginia Tech in a long time now, so bear with me. But when he was there as a defensive coordinator, he would always give out a lunch pail to the player who did the best job during practice and during the week. And it was like a personality thing for his defense. He was like, I want us all to be thinking about bringing our lunch pail because we got to go to work. And it worked. It worked for Virginia Tech. Not nowadays because they're a completely different unit now.
They enjoy their work, but that's a good example. Yeah, that's good.
So here we go. It's going to be a 3rd and 12 here, apparently, according to the scoreboard. So we got King, I believe, running it up in the middle here, and he's going to get close to the first down. I thought it was 3rd and 2, but then I looked up at the scoreboard and it said 3rd and 12. But now it says 4th down, so it's got to be 4th and short, I want to say. 4th and 5, it says. Ball is at the Potsdam 9-yard line. 4th and 5 to go. 11:30 and counting left to go here in this fourth quarter of play. Massena with the 2-touchdown lead, 28-14 on the Blevins Seaway Motor scoreboard. Here we go. Eastwood in the pistol. He's going to get the snap. He's going to go back to throw it. He's got a man over there, and it's going to get deflected. Deflected by Potsdam, and that is going to give Potsdam the ball now with 11:13 left to go here in this fourth quarter of play. It wasn't a bad ball, but it was a tough situation because you actually had the defender looking at the quarterback in front of the wide receiver. So you got to try to throw that all the way to the sideline and be able to put it in a spot where only your guy can get it or nobody gets it. Because otherwise, that's a pick six. So Eastwood went high with it. Our guy tried to go up to get it.
Right, yeah.
Hand got up there, though, for Potsdam, knocked it out of the way. That's what happened. 11:13 left to go here in this fourth quarter of play, and Van Wagner, the talented freshman, is going to come out to lead this Potsdam offense. Now, they are down by 2 touchdowns. They got all 3 timeouts at 11:13 to go. Will they start throwing it? We'll see. Van Wagner going to hand it off. They're going to run it downhill. They got a bunch of yards from doing so, and that is number 23. That is McCarger there with the run. It was a solid run. And again, you can kind of see why they don't have to throw it because they get enough yardage if they stay on schedule.
Yeah, right.
But it is a 2-touchdown deficit.
That's the problem. Yeah, right now, yeah.
10:56 left to go here in this fourth quarter of play. That clock will start moving here fairly soon. But there's got to be an injured player, I imagine, because everybody is down on their knee. But while that's going on, Donnie Despa, we are not doctors, so let's focus on what we can focus on, which is 10:56 left to go, 28-14, Massena with the lead. Donnie Despa, we're out here because of these fine sponsors, right?
Yeah, Seacom Federal Credit Union with locations in Massena, Potsdam, Canton, Malone, Ogdensburg, Plattsburgh, Watertown, South Burlington, and Essex, Vermont. Also, check them out online at seacom.org and mobile on your smartphone. Massena Drug-Free Community Coalition developing plans and strategies that will reduce and prevent substance abuse among youth and adults in our community. MX Fuels, 22 Center Street in Massena, providing quality fuels at great prices here in northern New York. Again, thanking those great sponsors making this broadcast possible every week.
10:56 left to go here in this fourth quarter of play. And right now, again, Massena up 28-14. And the injured player is walking off with the assistance of some of their teammates.
Love to see that. There we go. Yep.
So, we're going to get back to football action here. 2nd down and 4 will be the next play for Potsdam. And I'm looking to see here what they decide to do. I mean, obviously they're not going to go away from their identity, but we have found out tonight that they've got another phase to them that they're pretty good at now. Mm-hmm. So let's see what happens here. 2nd and 4. They got the ball on their 15-yard line. They're going to put a man in motion.
Oh, yeah.
And they're going to try to run it downhill, and he's not going to get very far on that play. And that is because the Raiders were able to get there and stop him. And that is number, and I'm trying to see the number here. Bear with me. That is number 21 for Massena in on that tackle. And that would be Aiden Beckstead in on that tackle for Massena. I want to give him some credit as well. 10:30 and counting here in this fourth quarter of play. Potsdam got Van Wagner under center. It's 3rd and 2. They're going to toss it out wide here to Miller Lynch, and Miller Lynch is going to definitely get that first down, but he was spilled there by Topani LeBrake on the tackle. And if Topani didn't do that, he was coming downhill with a full head of steam. So that is a little bit of a concern. Again, Potsdam, they got multiple backs, and they got a quarterback that's pretty good, too.
Yeah, they're running the ball pretty well in this game, actually. Yep.
So, 10:13 left. Potsdam's got 3 timeouts. They're down by 2 scores. On the Blevins Seaway Motor scoreboard, it is Massena with the 28-14 lead. Want to remind you of that? And I try to do that quite a bit throughout the broadcast, remind you of the score, because there's nothing more infuriating when you're listening to a game and you don't know what the score is. But 28-14, that is where we are right now. Massena with the lead over Potsdam. We got here because of a couple of amazing plays tonight. In the first quarter, with 9:21 left, Carter King got a 25-yard touchdown run. Then with 2:46 left in the first quarter, Carter King got a 10-yard touchdown run. Then we went for a 2-point conversion. It was good from Eastwood to Weir. That put Massena up 14-0 in the game. Then, with 11:54 left to go in the second quarter, Potsdam's freshman quarterback, Van Wagner, throws a touchdown pass, and they get the 2-point conversion. That makes it 14-8. With 8:26 left to go in the second quarter, Eastwood throws a touchdown pass. That makes it 21-8. Then with 4:02 left in the second quarter, it was a very back-and-forth affair as Van Wagner said, hey, anything you can do, I can do better, as he throws another touchdown pass. That makes it 21-14. And then with 57 seconds left to go in the second quarter, Cade Frigo with a 70-yard pick six for Massena.
Yeah.
That made it 28-14. That's where we currently up the stand with 10:13 left to go here in this fourth quarter of play. If you're a Massena fan, you got to be impressed with what you're seeing tonight. And you're just hoping you can keep it going. Jake Lindstad on the defensive line trying to pump up his defense, saying, let's go, boys. 1st and 10. Van Wagner going to hand it off to Lynch. Lynch is going to run downfield. Oh, ball was taken out of his hands. Number 54, that is Coates.
Yeah.
Number 54, that is Coates, and he was kind of giving the business there to the Potsdam sideline, so I don't know. Did we get a flag on that?
That's what I was waiting
We
for.
probably did.
Yep.
We just go ahead. Throw it out there, fellas. Actually, I didn't see a flag, so okay. There's levels to this, celebration stuff, and we're still trying to figure it out. 9:52, but hey, that is a strip fumble there for number 54 for Massena, and that would be Darian Coates. So want to say congrats to Darian on that.
Great game so far, too, yeah.
Darian said, give me that thing. I know what to do with it. 9:52, that is where we are here in this fourth quarter of play. Massena up on the Blevins Seaway Motor scoreboard, 28-14, and we got great field position here. Ball at the 27-yard line of Potsdam on the near hash. Eastwood in the shotgun. He's going to address his guys and have them motion. They're going to toss it to Murtaugh. Murtaugh going to make a man miss. Murtaugh trying to get to the outside. How many more people can he make miss? Unfortunately, not enough. But he gave it everything he had on that play. Murtaugh did. And unfortunately, Murtaugh is a little slow to get up, which is not what we want to see.
Seen a lot of that tonight. It's
9:34 left to go here in this fourth quarter of play. Massena up 28-14 over Potsdam. 9:34 left to go in the game. And I am looking to try to give everybody at home the best I possibly can here. Again, I'm no doctor, so I'm just looking to see, does he get up under his own power? That's what I'm hoping to see here. And I think all Raiders fans would echo that. But he was trying to run to the outside of the field. It was one of those plays where you underhand it as the quarterback, as you pass the quarterback underhands it to you. And he went to the outside of the field and was kind of ripped down. But it looks like he is up and walking off the field under his own power. So that is great to see. Because we definitely need Murtaugh out there. 9:34 left to go here in this game, as I mentioned to you previously. John Despal, Elijah Winfrey on the call for you for WMSA Radio. We appreciate you hanging with us tonight on this beautiful night here in Potsdam. First time I've ever broadcasted from this stadium.
For football, Elijah. Huh?
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
First time? Yeah, first time.
First time for me. I've driven by here.
Right.
But I've never actually stopped and seen a football game here, so this has been cool. 2nd and 10 here for Massena. Eastwood in the pistol. He is going to look to the sidelines. Now he's going to address the troops again. And they're going to call a timeout because I believe there was some confusion there. And I could tell there was some confusion because Coach Zappia was slowly walking up towards the ref, getting ready to call the timeout.
Yeah.
So, and that's one thing that I will say that I really appreciate about Massena's coaching staff. They are not afraid to call a timeout to make sure everybody's on the same page.
That's right. Yep.
And they also told the kids, too, because I was at practice. They told the kids, listen, if you're confused, don't just run the play, and hope for the best.
Right.
Let's get it right.
They're great at recognizing anything that's wrong or not quite right. They'll call it just like that.
9:08 left to go here in this fourth quarter of play. When we resume play, ball's going to be at the Potsdam 28. It's going to be a 2nd and 10. And if you're Potsdam's defense, I think at this point you're hoping that you can get a turnover.
The game right now, Elijah,
Because so far, Potsdam's been the one giving it to Massena. So we'll see.
I don't know. They got to start passing the
2nd and 10 for Massena from the Potsdam 28. Eastwood going to hand it off up the middle here to Carter King. Carter King going to go to the outside. Here we go. Get 5. Touchdown, Raiders.
Oh, my God.
Touchdown, Raiders. And that is Carter King. Third touchdown.
Oh, my Lord.
Wow. Third touchdown for Carter King. Comes with 9:01. Don Despot, he is the running back whisperer. Because you said he was going to get 3.
Yeah.
And he got it.
Yeah.
See, Donnie's too humble to really, gloat.
Not over yet. He could get a 4th one.
Okay. 9:01 left. Here comes the kick here from Mason DeShane on the extra point. Let's see.
It's impressive.
Can Mason get his 3rd extra point tonight? Hold us down, kick. I think I jinxed him. Or did he get it? He got it. There we go, Mason.
3 in a row.
3 extra points in a row.
Wow.
Mason DeShane coming up from the JV squad, by the way.
Good job.
So, 9:01 left in the fourth quarter. Carter King with a touchdown run there, and that was from the 28-yard line.
Yep.
So not only is he getting touchdowns, folks, he's getting touchdowns from further out. You got to be excited if you're a Massena fan right now, folks, because you are getting closer to getting your 2nd win of the year in your 2nd game of the year.
Yeah.
And we all know what that means. So here we go. 9:01 left. Potsdam's got all 3 timeouts left, but now they are down by 3 touchdowns. I would expect, and actually, to be honest with you, I don't know what to expect. But
I was just thinking how you read my mind.
But I would assume, I think that's a better word, assume, that Potsdam's got to throw.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's not like they've been bad tonight throwing the ball.
No.
Their quarterback's got 2 touchdowns and 1 interception to his
But
credit.
at this stage, Elijah,
You got to throw.
Yeah.
Here we go. Massena's going to kick it. It's going to be a shorter kick here. Going to take a couple of hops. It's going to get picked up at the 25. And here comes Potsdam running it back. Oh, my goodness. To the 50, to the 40, cutting it back inside down towards the 35.
Nice run back. Wow.
And they're going to have a short field to go.
Yep.
After a great run back by the Potsdam Sandstoners. Credit to them on that.
Yeah.
They beat us to the outside. Now, they did not get all the way home.
That's the same kid that had the other one back there was good.
I'm pretty sure.
I think it's the same. It might be the same kid, yeah.
So for Potsdam, again, they didn't get all the way home, but they certainly got to the mailbox. So I'm just saying, watch out. 8:49 left here in this fourth quarter of play on the Blevins Seaway Motor scoreboard. It is Massena 35, Potsdam 14. Potsdam's got the ball here at the 32-yard line of Massena. Van Wagner going to be under center. He is going to have the ball at the near hash. So is Potsdam, obviously. They're going to toss it out to the near side of the field, though, and try to find some run room, but they got nothing. Garrett Weir in on that tackle. He knew that running back had a first-class ticket to Donnie Daspot. Come on, Donnie.
First-class ticket to nowhere.
Destination nowhere. That's right.
Oh, I forgot that destination.
Destination
Now that I knew
nowhere.
it. Man.
Oh, my goodness. That was a great tackle.
That was.
Garrett Weir came up and gave him the business. 8-16 becomes 8-13. Clock is rolling here as it's ticking away on Potsdam. Second down and 9 here. Ball in the near hash. Van Wagner going to hand the ball off to Miller Lynch. Miller Lynch going to get about 5 yards there. And that is going to make it a second down, or I should say a third down and 4, I want to say. Third down and 3 is what the scoreboard says, so we'll go with that. Third down and 3 here. Ball on the near hash. Ball at the 31-yard line of Massena. It's 7:43 left and rolling because when they run listen, football fans at home, you know what I'm going to say. When they run, the clock keeps rolling. What is it? I don't understand what they're doing. Okay. All right, whatever. Van Wagner is going to be under center. He's going to hand it off again. And here comes Miller Lynch downhill. They're going to get a first down for Potsdam. Clock is at 7:22. And I guess I'm just perplexed. You have 3 timeouts left, but how many possessions can you realistically get?
Right. No, it's too late in the game for the...
We don't have a 2-minute warning in high school football.
No.
So, hey, let's just see what happens here. 7:10 and counting left to go here. Blevins Seaway Motor scoreboard. Massena up 35-14. Van Wagner going to hand the ball off up the middle here to Hughes. Hughes is going to get taken down there by Connor Eastwood.
Eastwood, yeah. Nice play.
And Hughes was trying to put the moves there on Connor Eastwood, but Eastwood was able to figure out where he was going and get him down to the ground. So, but that is going to be a first down and 10. I should say first and goal now for Potsdam. 6:56 and counting left to go here in this fourth quarter of play. On the Blevins Seaway Motor scoreboard, though, as a reminder, Massena up 35-14. Potsdam's got to get 3 touchdowns, and they just keep running the ball.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Now, we're the Massena broadcast, so we're not really upset about that, but I'm just saying it's perplexing.
They'll run it now.
We'll see.
I think so.
Here we go. Van Wagner under center. He's going to hand it off again. And,
Did he
a big hit there. And I'm trying to see who hit him. Was that Eastwood? Eastwood laying the wood there on that tailback.
I thought he was in for the touchdown.
Eastwood hit him hard.
Yeah, that was.
Whoa.
What a hit, yeah.
And I will say, I did notice in the first game, Eastwood does play a little defense, too.
Man,
he hit him hard.
Yeah.
He was going full momentum and went no momentum very quickly.
Yeah, I thought he was in the end zone, and all of a sudden, wow, what a...
But they are close. They're very close. In fact, a quarterback sneak might get him there. 5:51 left to go here in the fourth quarter of play. Van Wagner under center. He's going to hand the ball off up the middle.
Well, there you go.
Touchdown, Potsdam. And that is Hughes, I believe, with the touchdown for Potsdam with 5:45 left in this fourth quarter of play. So, now things get a little bit more interesting because Potsdam, as I was told by folks who go to Potsdam, they do not have a kicker. So it's 35-20 right now.
Was that number 44 that got hit?
Number 44, yeah, that was 44 who got hit by Eastwood. But then they ran the ball with Hughes and they got that touchdown. But here we go. 2-point conversion for Potsdam. They're going to put a man in motion. They're going to hand the ball off here to McCarger. McCarger going to bang inside, and he's got it for a 2-point conversion. That makes it 35-22 here with 5:45 left to go here in this fourth quarter of play.
So how does Massena play their next possession, would you say? I don't know. Just run the ball?
I would say...
Get the clock down there,
I mean, it's not technically 4-minute offense time yet, but I would say if you can run Carter King, I'd run Carter King.
Yeah,
I also would not be opposed to just running your regular offense.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I say that is because, it's 35-22. If it was 35-31, I'd say you run that ball and you protect it. But it's 35-22.
It would just try another touchdown.
Before Massena even thinks about getting the ball, they got to get the ball because I'm pretty sure this is going to be an onside kick. Let's see. Massena's ready for it if it is. 5:45 left here. Is it going to be an onside? It's kind of it's a squib.
Yeah.
But our guy picks it up. It's LeBrake coming to the 40. Dragging guys with him to the 45. LeBrake is going to break one of these days, I'm telling you, before the end of the season.
Oh, he just about had that one like it.
He did, too.
Yeah.
But for Potsdam, it was a squib kick, but I guess what they're hoping for is maybe somebody fumbles it and when they try to pick it up.
Right. Yep.
But, okay, 5:38 left to go here in this fourth quarter of play. 11 Seaway Motors scoreboard. Massena up 35-22. You get a couple first downs. This might be over.
Just keep doing it. I think you're right. I think you were right. Just keep doing what you're doing. The game.
I mean, hey, I like 42 a lot better than 35.
Exactly.
That's just me, though.
Exactly.
All right, here we go. 1st and 10 here. Ball in the near hash. Eastwood is in the pistol. He's got a low snap, but he's got it. He's going to give it to Carter King. Carter King running to the outside, to the 40, down to the 30, to the 20, to the 15, 10, and he's going to go out of bounds at about the 7-yard line. Carter King.
Well, I'm speechless. I don't know what to say here.
Woo!
Wow.
You know what I say? We got a running back. That's what I say. We got a running back, folks. Wow.
He seems to be improving, Elijah, all the time. Every game. Amazing. That was a great run. Another great run.
That was a gigantic run from the 45-yard line down to, their 8.
Jeepers.
Wow. You know it's good when Donnie says jeepers, by the way.
Jeepers creepers. Get those sneakers.
5:28.
Yeah, great run.
Let's go here in this fourth quarter of play. I might get my 40 points. Let's see. I'm hoping. Here we go. Eastwood is in the shotgun formation. He's going to put LeBrake in motion. They're going to toss it to LeBrake. LeBrake going to try to find some room on the outside. Going to get into the end zone. Touchdown, Delpini LeBrake. And that is the back-breaker.
Yeah.
5:22 left to go. Delpini LeBrake getting in the touchdown. And that was a underhand pass, so it's a touchdown pass.
Yeah.
So there you go. With 5:22 in the fourth quarter, Eastwood to LeBrake, touchdown, Massena.
Yep.
Wow.
I don't know.
All right, Mason, come on. Mason's got 3. Can he get 4? Mason DeShane, the kicker, brought up from JV. He kicked it, and no good. Oh, I thought that was
the ones I didn't think were okay.
I jinxed him. I'm sorry, Mason. All right. 41-22. That's where we sit. You know what? I'm pretty sure every Raiders fan right now is happy with that score.
Yeah. Oh.
41-22.
Yeah.
And the fact that we did it with 3 rushing touchdowns tonight from Carter King, that offensive line, they deserve a steak dinner. Not with my wallet, but they
Yeah.
Listen, give me some coupons. I can make it work.
Prime River filet mignon.
Hey, now, Donnie, that's boss. Anyway,
Classic steaks.
classy steak. That's right.
Classic steak.
Tougher than a $2 steak.
Oh, but
We got it in.
talk about it. Yes.
John Desbaugh heard Coach Zappia say that Carter King was tougher than a $2 steak. And Donnie's been saying all week long, he's been saying all week long that we need to work in somewhere in the broadcast $2 steak.
Yeah. Well, he's tougher than a $2 steak.
There you go, Donnie.
I love it. Yeah.
So I got my 40 points. Donnie got the $2 steak. We're good. We're good.
It would be tough, though. It would be.
5:22 left to go. It's a deep kick.
Dear. Yeah.
And Potsdam going to return it from their 20. They've had some success today returning the ball. That's number 30, by the way, out there for Potsdam doing that. I'll get you a name here in a second. But he's going to get another solid kick return there. Number 30, Chase Rosler there for Potsdam with another solid kick return. They've been solid all night when it comes to kick returns. And to be honest with you, I know the scoreboard on the Blevins Seaway Motor scoreboard, it says 41-22 Massena with the lead. But I would be remiss if I did not say how impressed I am with this Potsdam Sandstoners squad. They are so much improved from last season.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're great. They're very good running game. They do.
And if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure they didn't score at all against Massena last year.
Can't remember.
So you're talking a 22-point improvement.
You're better memory than me. Yep.
So, again, kudos to Potsdam tonight. You know, obviously, I'm sure they're going to go back and look at this and look at opportunities and say, hey, this is where we could have done this. But I think they're going to be a solid squad this year in Section 10. So if you play Potsdam, you better buckle up because it's going to be a tough night for you. And I'm saying that not just because their coaches are right next to us. But anyway, 5:13 left to go here in this fourth quarter of play. Massena with the commanding lead, 41-22 on the Blevins Seaway Motor scoreboard. And I believe we had a timeout here. I'm not sure who took it. It looks like Potsdam took it. So Potsdam took a timeout after the kick return. I don't know that they necessarily needed to. I thought the clock stopped anyway after a kick return. Doesn't it? I thought it did. Okay. 5:13, regardless, they got two timeouts now. 5:13 left to go here in this fourth quarter of play. I don't want to say it's unreachable, but I will say that if they're going to do it, they might want to throw the ball, but we'll see. 5:13 left. Ball at the 41-yard line of Potsdam. They're going to hand it off once again. And here comes their running back running downhill. He is tackled by a sea of Raiders there. Garrett Weir in on the tackle. I see LeBrake in there on that tackle. I see Cade Frigo in on that tackle. And the three of them combined to take the runner down on that play. 4:55 and counting here. And that clock is slowly ticking away here. And for Massena, next week, if you're wondering, next week they will take on Ausable Valley at home in Massena. Now, Ausable Valley is another Section 7 opponent. So that's a big game for Massena next week. We hope to see you there. Right now, though, this game's not over yet. 4:29 left. And they're going to run the ball up the middle with number 44, I want to say. I think that's Miller Lynch. Actually, no, that's number 24 for Potsdam. That would be Nathan White running the ball for them this time around. 4:24 and counting. By the way, we do have an out of town score for you a little bit. Okay, I've been watching where Malone plays. And Malone played against Canton, and they beat Canton pretty handily last night. And the big player for Malone, as you would expect, you've heard me talk about this kid before, Logan Peck, the quarterback.
Yes.
2 passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown in that victory. Right now, though, Potsdam going to try to run the ball here. Jake Lindstad is trying to drag the running back down, but he's just going to stop the forward progress before actually having to tackle the guy. So there you go. 3:45 and rolling. Now, when Malone comes to Massena, I believe
Malone's tough team. They're tough.
I believe that will be a matchup between the two best quarterbacks in Section 10, between Connor Eastwood and Logan Peck. But we're still a few weeks away from that matchup. but you know I'm excited about it.
Malone don't they play the 2-quarterback offense?
Malone's got the one guy. Ogdensburg did 2 guys last year.
Oh,
Malone, what makes them different is all their players wear wristbands, so they never huddle. Yeah. And it's like full speed all the time.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Second down for Potsdam. A big run there by their running back. That is number 24, I believe. Nathan White getting another carry there for Potsdam. That is going to bring up I believe, first down and 10 for them as they're slowly marching down the field, and that clock is slowly going with them. It's going to be first down and 10 here from the Raiders' 34-yard line. So Potsdam content to just run this thing down. That's what it seems like anyway. 2:46 left, and clock is rolling. They got 2 timeouts. They're not calling them, though. So, okay. First and 10 here, again from the 35. And now that play is going to get them up to about the 30-yard line of Massena. 2:28 and rolling here. Again, on the Blevins Seaway Motors scoreboard, it is Massena with a commanding lead, 41-22. Over Potsdam. And for Potsdam, I don't know. 2 timeouts left. They're not calling them. They're just letting the clock run. So, I don't know. But, hey, for Massena, it's great to be in that position.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we've seen that now twice. Saranac Lake did that last week where they just kind of said, all right, we're done. And it kind of seems like that's what Potsdam's doing, too. No disrespect. I'm just calling it as I see it. But that seems like what Potsdam's doing. They're just content to run some plays here and get some yards and get home, which won't be a very far trip. All right, Potsdam's going to hand the ball off to their running back, number 24. That is, and I keep looking at it, Nathan White. I'm going to memorize that name here in the next minute and 37 seconds that we have left in this game.
Stoppage. They might have taken a timeout. Yep.
No, it was just a first down for Potsdam, so they're just moving the chains, and now they're rolling it again.
Oh, okay.
So, Potsdam with the first down. They got the ball at the 22-yard line. And you know what? I got to give a lot of credit to Massena because they just completely outscored this Potsdam team in the third and fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So that's where experience helps. Ian Van Wagner going to toss it out to the far side of the field. That is going to be McCarter. McCarter going to try to get into the end zone, but he's going to get out of bounds at about the 5.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a first and goal here now for Potsdam, and they get one more touchdown to feel good about themselves. Let's see. For Massena, I'm pretty sure we still have the first-string defense out there, if I'm not mistaken. But I do see Cole Bogart coming onto the field.
Yep, there he is. Yep.
And I got to say, Cole had a good game last week, you know, as a defensive tackle. It's hard when you don't show up in the stat column, but he had a pretty good game. So, all right, here we go. First and goal here for Potsdam with 1:03 left to go. They're going to hand it off once again. It is McCarter. McCarter going to try to get in. Does he get in? He does. Touchdown, Sandstoners. All right. They got to get 2 more. 59 seconds left here in this fourth quarter of play on the Blevins Seaway Motor scoreboard. Massena up 41-28 over Potsdam, and we'll see. Are they going to go for the 2-point conversion here? I would imagine they will because, as we already heard, they do not have a kicker. So let's see what happens here. And that was a touchdown run by McCarter. All right, they're going to toss it out wide for the 2 points, and they got it. So there you go. That's going to make it 41-30, 71 points scored tonight.
So it's a respectable game, more or less.
It certainly is. I mean, hey, Potsdam very much improved.
Oh, they are improved.
The only thing I'm disappointed about, and it's really not disappointed because obviously we're here for the Raiders, but I'm just a little disappointed that they didn't try to do more.
Yeah. I get it.
I want to see what the Raiders do when a team is going to the very last seconds of the game.
They're really being aggressive and all out. Yeah.
So, but I will say, much improved for Potsdam.
Yeah, I think so.
59 seconds left to go here in this fourth quarter. Potsdam will kick it off. And I wonder, I probably shouldn't wonder, but I wonder, Will we see an onside kick?
At this point, probably not.
Now, they do have 2 timeouts left. So, I mean, if they get the onside kick...
it's not impossible.
It's not impossible.
No, you're right. No, yeah.
Stranger things have happened. In fact, they got multiple seasons on Netflix, I hear.
Yeah,
59, that was from my little sister. Apparently, she's a Stranger Things fan. So
is she really?
I guess so. All right, LeBrake is going to just run out of bounds with that kick return there, smartly. So for Massena, they're going to come out with 55 seconds, and I believe they're going to get to run Coach's favorite play, the victory formation, if I'm not mistaken. But Potsdam does have 2 timeouts, so we'll see. Will they call timeouts after a kneel down, or will they just say, you know what, we've had enough?
We've had enough. Regroup and on the next week. Yep.
And again, a huge shout-out to Potsdam tonight. I mean, they did put up a fight.
They did, yeah.
And they were in it for the first 3 quarters.
30 points.
They scored 30 points, and they looks like they got themselves a passing game. So put the section on notice. They got a passing game.
They're running games good. It is very good.
So here we go. Eastwood going to bring the troops up here. Ball's on the near hash of the 19-yard line. Eastwood is going to take the snap, take a knee.
Yeah.
And we're going to watch that clock tick down here. I'm looking to see is Potsdam going to call a timeout, or are they content to let this thing go? I think they're content to let this thing go.
Yep.
Now, Massena will have to snap the ball again, though, so just keep that in mind. But Massena is about 30 seconds away from starting out 2-0. And Eastwood's going to take another knee there, and that should do it. 25 seconds is going to roll off this clock, and Massena is in celebration mode, as they should be, because, ladies and gentlemen, you've got yourself a 2-0 football team.
Yeah, impressive.
Massena, 2-0. So, on to next week. I know that's what Coach Zappia will say is on to next week. That's how he is. He always finds something to, make better.
Yes.
But for Massena's fan base, I don't know the last time Massena started out 2-0. It's been a little bit.
Ooh, yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I think they did it actually when I first started working at the radio station back in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
But last year we started out slow, and then we started winning games.
Yeah.
This year, we're already winning games.
Yeah.
So that's pretty important. But again, 41-30, that's your final score. John Despot and I will be right back. And we are back at Potsdam High School to wrap this thing up. And, of course, I do want to thank the sponsors right out the gate. It's another Massena victory. We'll talk about that in a moment. But, Donnie Despot, you got some sponsors to thank.
Yeah, Seacom Federal Credit Union, locations in Massena, Potsdam, Canton, Malone, Ogdensburg, Plattsburgh, Watertown, South Burlington, and Essex, Vermont. Check them out online at seacom.org and mobile on your smartphone. Also, Massena Drug-Free Community Coalition, developing plans and strategies that will reduce and prevent substance abuse among youth and adults in our community. MX Fuels, 22 Center Street in Massena, providing quality fuels at great prices here in Northern New York.
All right, let's get to the scoreboard. Obviously, as you know, the final score, 41-30. Your Massena Raiders extending their winning streak to 2. That's right. So when they come back home next week, I expect to see a huge crowd at Mike Nicholas Field.
It will be.
Because these kids certainly deserve it. They've won 2 games handedly. They beat Saranac Lake 24-14. They beat Potsdam 41-30 tonight. Now, let's go over how this happened. In the first quarter with 9:21 left to go, Carter King said, give me that thing. I know what to do with it. 25-yard touchdown from Carter King. That made it 6-0. Then in the first quarter with 2:46 left to go, Carter King said, I'm not done with that thing. Give it back to me. 10-yard touchdown for Carter King. That made it 12-0. Eastwood to Weir made it 14-0 with the 2-point conversion. Then in the second quarter, we saw Eastwood with a touchdown pass. Couldn't see who it was to. That's my fault. My bad on that one, but it was on the far, far side of the field. I know Eastwood threw a touchdown pass, though. 21-8 with 8:26 left to go in the second quarter. Then with 4:02 left in the second quarter, Potsdam got on the board there with a Van Wagner touchdown throw, and they had already had one other one that I forgot to mention as I was going down the list here. So that made 2 touchdown throws for Potsdam. Big story tonight. Potsdam's got a passing game. And their quarterback is a freshman, Ian Van Wagner. So watch out for that, because he's already doing it at this type of level right now. As a freshman, that's something to be concerned about. So, moving on. In the second quarter with 57 seconds left to go, Cade Frigo got himself a pick six, 70-yard pick six. In fact, that made it 35-14, Massena with the lead. Then in the fourth quarter, we saw Carter King get his 3rd touchdown of the night, a 28-yard touchdown run. That made it 35-14. Cade Frigo's pick six made it 28-14. Carter King, 35-14 with his touchdown. Then in the fourth quarter, Hughes got a rushing touchdown for Potsdam. That made it 35-22. Then with 5:22 left in the fourth quarter, Carter King threw a touchdown, an underhanded touchdown, to Penny LeBrake, and that made it 41-22. And then, of course, McCarter for Potsdam scored with 59 seconds left to go to make it 41-30 for the final score. So that's how we did it. And now we get to my favorite part of every broadcast, and that is the WMSA Players of the Game. On offense, we got to give it to Carter King, the running back for Massena, 3 touchdowns. But I also want to put in there a heck of a job by that offensive line, by the entire offensive line, opening up the holes, and Carter King knowing exactly what to do with that. So Carter King gets Offensive Player of the Game. Defensive Player of the Game, I mean, listen, the defense did good tonight, but that 70-yard pick six, I would be remiss if I did not give some kudos for that. So, Cade Frigo, you got yourself Defensive Player of the Game, my friend. And then on special teams, the big story tonight, Massena's got a kicker. Mason DeShane, tough job. He was called up from JV to be the varsity kicker, and he did a great job tonight, getting a whole bunch of extra points. So, Mason DeShane, you got yourself Special Teams Player of the Game, the WMSA Special Teams Player of the Game in your first varsity game. Congratulations. And to everybody on the Massena Raiders, congratulations to all of them. For Don Despaw, Elijah Winfrey, that is going to do it for us. Hey, next week, Osable Valley comes to town, and I hope that you will be there with us at Mike Nicholas Field. We would love to see you there. Right now, I am just going to make sure that we are all set on the radio side so you don't have dead air as me and Don Despaw do the packing up and getting out of here. So let's just make sure we are all set on that side of things, and then we will get going here. But again, Massena with the victory, 41-30 over Potsdam. As the lights are getting turned out here, we got to go. So I'm just trying to make sure we are all set here on the radio side.